Previously on Anachronology.
Till next time, Anachronauts.
Yo, we have vampire dogs. It's incredible. Now this, I'm gonna give it a shot.
The Anachronauts. They travel through time by downloading history to their brains and archive the past in order to save the future. With their trusty brain download computer, the Epic Traversier, they randomly visit the past year after year. Join them as they embark on their next adventure. Prepare yourself for Anachronology.
Hey, friends.
Hello.
Howdy. How you doing? Welcome to Anachronology.
Welcome back to another episode. If it's your first time here, thank you so much. My name is Clay. This is my co-host Tom, and you're on Anachronology, the show that's about damn time, where me and my co-host, we are tasked from our AI producer and supercomputer, the Epic Traverser, to chronicle some history in, whatever way it's thrown at us. Tom, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing well, my friend. Yeah, like Clay said, that is the name of the game every episode. We pick a year, we go to it, we get a little randomization help from our supercomputer, and then we got to talk about 3 random chosen categories. And boy, do they vary and differ as we go year to year. And we've talked about it all throughout the years 1982 to present. It's been a wild ride.
And I don't want to spill too much of the beans here, my friend, but if you are watching, whether you've been a long-time watcher or this is your first time, this episode marks the end, or I should say our official end of our first season. Don't worry. I know. We're coming back. Don't worry. I know. Tom and I have been talking, and we're going to tweak the show a little bit. We're going to do some things a little different. We're going to lean into some things here. We're going to pull back some things here. But, we're not going to spill too much of the beans. The cat's going to be staying in the bag for a little while. But thank you so much for being along with us as long as we've been doing the show. And if it's your first time, I hope that you come back, because if you like this, it's going to be even better. I guarantee it.
Well put. Yeah, we got our work cut out for us. We've had a really fun first season. We've gotten some pretty harsh notes from our galactic overlords. They've been fairly kind, but we got to up the ante, I think, in season 2, and we will. Another fun thing we did this season, and we will continue to do it and probably make it even better next season, is our Patreon. And I want to thank our 2 Patreon members, Peter and Raymond, for continuing to support the show. Thank you so much. You were very kind. And we just love putting out a bunch of special content. So every episode comes with even more categories, even more segments for that year. And Clay and I have a blast making them, and they are for Patreon exclusive. So you can sign up, go to the Patreon link, and become a member.
And even if you don't have it in your budget to do the Patreon subscription, we don't blame you. Don't worry about it. Everything's falling on us on our times. But if you want to subscribe, just subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you want to check us out on TikTok, check us out on Instagram. It helps the show out a great deal. And we'll give you that for free. No charges, no nothing. You get a little bit of us just for hitting the little button on your phone or your laptop or however device you're watching us on. We thank you. Please.
Hit the button.
Hit the button.
But yeah, I'm excited. Every year that we've gone to so far has been a total blast, literal blast from the past. I feel like we learn something. I'm reminded of something. We've been kind of everywhere so far. So why don't we go over to our good friend, Epic Traverser and the AI producer, and find out where we be going this episode.
Take your bets.
Time to find today's time coordinates.
In 2000, it's like the 3rd or 4th time. 2000.
1992. I don't know why. 1992, baby. What's it gonna be? 2016. Okay.
Oh wait, what do we got? Uh-oh.
Oh, it's going there.
What do you got here in 8-bit?
Pretty good. It's a solid 8-bit rendition of what? All right, we don't want to get dinged, but obviously that was Jungle Love, a fairly awesome rendition of it, 8-bit styley.
Dude, that is arguably the best
Sly.
non-funky way to make that song. I gotta say, that's pretty like for taking something so funky and distilling it down into 8-bit. Not too shabby, AI producer.
Bro.
Though arguably the one generous thing you give us, which is 8-bit renditions of whatever year you disclose we need to go to.
I will agree with Clay on AIP. I think it provides sometimes, and then it just freaks me out a lot of the other times. I feel it has a very dark sense of humor, but it has a great taste in musical jams, and we're always on the receiving end of that. 2016, I can't. It's another one like, you know, we've been in this kind of area before where it doesn't feel too far away, but it's far away. You know what I mean?
I've always like gauge everything now because I was right at the bank today. I was writing down like 24 in the slip, and I was like, man, COVID, it's 20 years ago. So then, or 4 years ago, it's 2020, and then like 4 years removed from that's 2016. So even that 4 years removed, 8 years now, I'm like, that was like 15 years ago, like 20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so close, but it's still very very far away in the eyes of
it is
memory.
It's far away because I mean, and you know, spoiler alert to anybody that's younger watching this, it just gets like this even worse, so buckle up. It's gonna always feel
we
like
didn't have digital school when I was your age.
I know. Yeah,
we got this. Hey, better the next best thing. We got this.
It is. Yeah, well, we got this heightened technology to be able to make the show to temporally travel to anywhere in time and history, and it's, you know, for your enjoyment. So what we do next is we buckle in and we temporally travel to that time. If you've never done this before, there can be slight nosebleeds. Sometimes you may see ghosts after for a week. That fades, but
it's like vertigo. Mouth tastes of pennies. Don't worry about it. All fades with time. No problem. We've done this dozens of times. No worry about it. Come on.
All right. And speaking of fading in time, you were about to fade in time. We'll see you. Bye.
Access granted.
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Anachronology listeners, watchers, welcome to First Break. Welcome to our first sponsor. Our favorite sponsor of this season is Dadder Days, the ultimate father-daughter activity center where Saturdays are just for dad and you. Dadder Days offers a haven for dads and daughters to spend quality time together, away from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Picture this: an exclusive venue filled with fun-filled bonding activities designed just for you and your daughter. From arts and crafts to dance parties, scavenger hunts, and even outdoor adventures, there's something for every duo to enjoy. At Dadder Days, it's all about creating a special space for dads and daughters to connect, laugh, and make cherished memories. Without any moms or brothers allowed. It's a chance for dads to step into the spotlight and share in the magic of fatherhood with their little princesses. Visit our link below to learn more to book your unforgettable father-daughter experience today. And remember, at Dadder Days, every day is a celebration of the special bond between dads and their daughters. Dadder Days.
Hello, Anachronology viewers. I am here to remind you that you can view or listen to our program on any of the available social media platforms. You have a multitude of choices to enjoy our weekly adventures throughout the space-time continuum. We thank you for your continued support and look forward to providing you with incredible content and amazing nostalgic feels. Now back to your regular scheduled year. Goodbye. You are watching Anachronology. Welcome, Tom and Clay, to the year 2016.
Thank you.
Well,
wow.
That's so welcoming on the final episode of our first season. It's like almost feel like it's like a special dinner or something. That's so kind of a producer. Thank you so much.
I will say it has gotten kinder as the episodes have gone on, which I would like. I don't need it turning angry and sentient against us. That's not what we want. But it is right. Welcome to 2016. You made the trek.
Thank you.
I'm sure it doesn't really feel much different yet, but I'm sure when we start talking about stuff, we will start remembering the year that is 2016. As we do on the show, we always kind of like to do a tiny year in review. Obviously, we're not going to get a chance to talk about the entire year because we're going to actually have to answer to the 3 categories that we need to chat about. But hey, it's worth doing a little dusting and talking about, what happened in 2016. Let's hit it. First off, hey, Brexit. Everybody remembers Brexit. That was a horribly failed experiment. I don't think anything really good came out of Brexit.
So the little bit that I have been reading about the referendum voted on measure that is Brexit, it is not working out well for the people of the UK. And one of the things that I recently read was well-to-do, i.e. some UK citizens with money, they often have vacation homes in like Spain or France or Mediterranean, someplace where it's very nice, where if you have a lot of money, you're like, I have a house in this awesome place, let's have a pissing contest. The customs to get in and out, or to and from, I should say, when you're entering and leaving the European continent from the UK, that is an unforeseen consequence of Brexit. And talk about what makes news is mo money, mo problems, I suppose. Not like all of the shit going up on like taxes and the imports exports, but oh no, I have to wait longer in a line to get to the airport to fly to.
I know. The boo-hoo-hoo from these rich haughty-taughty people. I guess that's just the same everywhere, not even across the pond. So thumbs down to Brexit. What else? 2016. Oh, hey, let's throw some cool refugee crisis in Syria. This is actually a badass picture. I mean, whoever this guy is, what a photo. That's insane. He's ready to fuck some shit up.
This very well is a still from the nominee for best foreign film that's talking about the that was dramatizing the Syrian crisis. But dude, that's a real damn photo. That looks like cinematic as hell. So whoever the hell took that, he's doing like all the PR work for whatever scarf wearing.
And I love that the Syrians are just mixing a whole bunch of styles. Like they can pull off a sweet scarf like that and rock a fucking machine gun.
And I can't tell. I can't tell because of the way it's cropped or not. But I think there might be like a sister in the crowd or not. So if you're not just like if you're bringing in the ladies in a culture that is kind of frowns upon the the freedom, dude, that's pretty badass that they have both sides. The boys and the girls are ride or die in here.
Yeah, going for it. So that was a big thing that kind of got consumed in 2016, and hey, this is probably the biggest moment of 2016, the biggest shocker, the biggest, I guess, upset. A lot of people thought women were going to break the glass ceiling. Instead, they made sure they got the receipts because this motherfucker became president.
Dude,
Donald Trump.
Dude, one of the most, as a betting man, one of the most, I would have bet had I had the house to bet, I would have been like, there is no way that he is coming president. And as much as I would have lost that bet, I'm not like happy to say I would have lost that bet, but I am happy to I feel this is a great example of holding the mirror up to oneself, where everyone wants to point fingers, it's like, well, all right, hold on, but how did we get here? I'm just saying, how do we get here? And so talk about, dude, this is 2016. We're 8 years removed, and it's still, dude, it's, if anything, it's more so now than it was back then, how much this is, pervaded what the topic of conversation is. So
it's like one of those things, and I'm not equating it to like Hitler or anything like that. But I think like when you look outside of history, like even things like Hitler or the Holocaust and things that are just so like, you can't believe those things happened. You're just like, wow, see pictures of it. Like I see pictures of this shit, these 4 years he was president, all those little things that happened along the way. And I still just, when I was living in it, it just felt odd. And then I step outside of it and it's just even, again, going back to, it's even more surreal to go like that instead happened. Like people elected him. There was all this kind of division in the country. It was just like a tumultuous time to live in America for a while.
All right, brother. I don't want to derail your interview, but hear me out. Hear me out. I feel like we very easily could get someone on here to talk about this much in greater detail than ourselves, and I think it would do good numbers. I think it would do good numbers. I'm not saying we do that. I just know that I think there's an avenue of opportunity here. I'm just going to throw that out there. Hey, am I teasing something for season 2? I don't know. But I'm just saying, like this.
It could get we could really get poli sci on this motherfucker.
No,
if we
no
wanted to.
shortage of things to talk about, considering this man who was literally president of the
Prezzo.
United States of America.
Prezzo. So yeah, 2016. Obviously, that is probably the biggest just kind of moment of 2016.
Woo.
If you were an American, I guess kind of a palate cleanse on that. Hey, Pokemon Go happened in 2016 too. We can't forget about that freaking insane sensation that just took over everything. The world basically, but like American kids took to this like crazy, and like it was kind of pandemonium. And I think people got in like car accidents and probably were hit by moving vehicles playing this game. It was just, it's utter chaos.
Dude, I'm pretty sure that someone had like warning shots fired. They were like trespassing, looking for a gym or a rare Pokeball or whatever the hell, or monster, whatever the hell. And there's this definitely one increased Nintendo stock prices, shot them through the roof.
Oh my god! Fuck
Hey,
yeah.
got kids out walking around, got some fresh air, got some sunshine, and 3 also definitely resulted in fist fights and more than likely some shots being fired at people. So hey, you checked all the boxes, Nintendo.
Dude, absolutely. And again, it was just, I think it was one of the first kind of augmented reality games on phones that just took off. And you know, you dust the Pokemon name on it, game over, literally. So,
dude, that's a good. I forgot it's 2016, and that would be rather early. It's my girlfriend dinging in the augmented reality sense of it. I can't think. Is there even a game now that does that? You know what I mean? That
if it's not just trying to steal what this already did, yeah, I would agree that this was the first of its kind. I knew like years later, I think they did like a Ghostbusters one that had the same flair of just like you can just be in the parking lot of a Denny's and you know capturing a ghost. So.
And you know, Pokemon. Cool. I love Pokemon Man up in the right hand corner.
Yeah, he's watching us all. Also, 2016, the mannequin challenge became a thing. Apparently, I do remember like people doing this, and everybody just thought it was cute and kitschy, and celebrities started doing it. That's when you know it's over, when you got Michelle Obama and LeBron James rocking the mannequin challenge.
The thing that I remember was the NFL teams doing it in their locker rooms, and there was always the one-upmanship level of it, and some of them got really creative. I think so. I think like, and even if it wasn't someone on a steady cam, like I don't think drones were that like in vogue or even capable to do the work. But I remember it being like shaky and then going to like super smooth. Like someone in PR said, the mannequin challenge, get a steady cam. Can we actually put some production value in this?
You moved during the mannequin challenge, you're fired.
But yeah, this was one that came and went, though. Not doing the mannequin challenge anymore.
It did. And I mean, don't get this one confused with 2011's mannequin challenge. That was the one where you took a shot every time you thought Andrew McCarthy melted your heart. I did not succeed in that. I failed that challenge every time I did it. So,
dude, is the blonde girl? Isn't that Samantha from Sex and the City? Isn't that the actress in the first one?
It is. Kim Cattrall.
Right, Cattrall. Thank you.
Yeah, a very young Kim Cattrall. And yeah, it's a weird movie because you're just like, this guy is really fucking a mannequin, but it's adorable and has this little fantasy element. And again, cue Andrew McCarthy to melt your heart. And wow, you got yourself a stew going.
You got yourself in the 80s or the 89, 90? Yeah, something. If this is the 80s, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's hanging on in the 90s.
Yeah. We may play this as an extra game for Anachronology Patreon members. So stay tuned for that. Movies, got to talk about the big things that swept cinema in 2016. Of course, La La Land, Moonlight was a big one. And got to give it to Leo. Got his first statue with Revenant. It just took him getting raped by a bear. And there it was.
the for all of the work that Leonardo DiCaprio has done, I think this Oscar feels like a
give it to him.
Hey, he's vegetarian. He ate raw bear liver. He was with Quran, right? Was it Quran?
Yeah.
Only dealing a kind of Kubrickian type setting or way of filming the movie, and for all of the things where I feel like Leo is like good or just like, but this is one where I mean, I don't know who he was up against, but this definitely feels like a gimme award. I love him in Django Unchained. I
Mhm.
love him in Once Upon a Time, like for like recent stuff. I mean, if they just kind of let him hang out to dry a little more, I mean, you give it to him for either one of those films. I think that's a much more like deserved Oscar for like giving awards.
Agreed, agreed. But you know, he finally got his big moment in the sun, and everybody was happy for him. And yeah, I saw Moonlight's a great movie. La La Land wasn't really my cup of tea. I get the way it looked and the homage to old Hollywood and all that. It just
Yeah.
wasn't my bag. But obviously, it was enough to win Emma Stone an Oscar. And
Musicals are very like niche.
Yep.
Very niche.
Moving on. In the music world, well, I guess this is what happens when Jay-Z gets caught cheating on Beyonce. She makes Lemonade, which was basically her kind of like deep dive into infidelity and empowerment, and it's a weird ride. I don't know. I remember watching it when it came out. It's really like beautifully shot. It's like cinematic, and it's just her going ham on like everything. She's like breaking shit with a bat. She's all pissed off.
And this
You know,
was
human rage.
wasn't this dropped kind of unceremoniously? Wasn't this kind of like released? I can't
Yeah.
remember. Yeah. It was, so that even had like that much more of an impact, like you said about the read between the lines of infidelity. Like,
And
oh my
it
god,
really
she
was.
was
Yeah,
done
it
this
was.
unless.
Yeah, it was saying the quiet parts out loud
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing. And it was, and again, it's like I don't mean to be this way, but like, yo, Jay-Z, like you punched way up here. So like, I don't know whatever and that whatever level of infidelity that was with somebody that's I guess not Beyonce.
I mean, come on. Yo, she's
Come
a
on, man.
10. She's a 10 in anywhere in the world. She's a 10.
Yeah, it's Beyonce. Come on, come on.
Yeah,
Don't
come on.
fuck with Bay, or Bay's gonna take out your windows. And that
Come
was kind of the big thing in music, uplifting. The sad thing in music is we lost three incredible musicians in 2016. Yeah, big three, man. George Michael, Prince, and Bowie all died in 2016. Those were all kind of gut punches. Bowie, I know was of the age where I think it came out he had cancer, and then it was like I think he will die, and he did eventually die. Prince was wow, because Prince just died. He Michael Jackson died with some bad drugs. And George Michael, he was another surprise. He just kind of died. I don't know really much about his death, but
I think it was like technically, or at least the coroner's report with Georgie Boy. It was like heart failure, but that could be anything. But I think it was contributed to the effects of a life lived pretty hard. I mean, homeboy like drank and partied real hard, and I think just like, coupled with whatever genetics,
frequented many a restways on fucking highways as well too. So this guy knew how to party.
Dude, it's often on the show where like something will come up, and even though we've lived in the time when it happened, I'm like, oh man, that was then. Dude, all three of these guys going in 2016, like
big one. Yeah, it was hard, and will never be forgotten in obviously the music world. And then in TV, all the talk was Stranger Things, baby. Yeah, Stranger Things became this big cult phenomenon. You know, it was like, wow, somebody finally found a way to like tickle nostalgia with like supernatural elements. And you know what I will say about the Stranger Things, whatever, I've watched most of them. And I think this was the best one. This was like, it could have just been a mini series. It could have just been like, cool. What a cool idea. What a cool show. But obviously Netflix was like, yeah, we got a hit on our hands. They've done like 5 or 6 of them now. The kids are all like 20 or 30 years old, you know? So it's like anything, it's like one thing when you're seeing it through the eyes of these little kids. And now you're just like, I think they're going to end and they're all going to be like, I don't know, paying mortgages and, you know, I don't know, just like having kids and just like things are still strange, huh?
Oh, dude, don't give SNL any ideas. That's a skit waiting to happen.
Oh shit, yeah, they'll take that.
Even looking at this, image that's on the screen right now, they are so far removed from like the 2016's Stranger Things kids, dude. Like it is whatever they like gold they struck. It is getting harder and harder to buy in to be like, oh, I'm only a sophomore in high school or whatever the hell they are now. But Jesus Christ.
All the graphic design and touch up that went to take like that kid's mustache off his upper lip.
Airbrushing out his
exactly. So that was pretty much it in the world of TV. And then moving on, what's next? Oh, the Olympics. When we get into some sports, there was an Olympics in 2016, the Rio de Janeiro Summer Olympics. Obviously noted for a lot of memorable performances. There you got Michael Phelps still winning a bunch of gold. Bolt running his fucking heart out. I know that was also the year where like the U.S. gymnastics team was kicking ass too. So I can't think of her name. Biles.
Simone Biles. I think that was like
Yeah.
her coming out party. Like she absolutely crushed it, and there was
Fucking destroyed it.
and the controversy of her being, black. That was, can she do it? It's like, she's probably better than every white person on the floor. Like the medals around her neck go to prove it. But yeah, crush it. I think it was her coming out party.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things where like also this was kind of marred because I think this was also the Olympics where like the swim team went out and like got drunk and like pissed on things in their rooms. And I vividly remember Ryan Lochte.
Yeah, he got like pickpocketed. Did he get like pickpocketed or said he
lied? He lied, I guess, to like the chaperones or something, and then it came out way later that it was not true. So they lied about it, and it was like, what a boob, dude. Just like, bro, like chill the fuck out. Like you're over there at the Olympics. Like that was a good idea to get like probably pilled up, drinking, blacking out, and making mistakes. Like
Brazil is like the Western Hemisphere Thailand. There's lady boys all over there. He probably got rolled by a tranny.
Totally got rolled. That's the true story.
Gotta keep that hush hush.
And then rounding off 2016 and sports, probably the best moment also in sports was, oh my God, the fucking Cubs won a World effing Series. What amazing. I mean, you know what, too? This was another one of those things. Again, I am a diehard Yankees fan. I have to tip the hat, unfortunately, to the Sox when they won. It just kind of laid out almost very storybook. And this was the same way. It went all 7 and they won. And they were the better team. They had this whole franchise had worked to really build it up, and it was a good win. It was a really great win for Chicago fans.
And I can't remember what year it is. I know I've seen the ESPN 30 for 30 on it, but then I think the last time they were closest to winning was when that guy like got blamed for knocking the he caught the foul ball that the outfielder would have caught, and the guy that I think is the last time they got close to winning the World Series. And this breaks when they won here. It was like 100 years or something. It was like they're the longest
108 years streak.
Yeah.
Winning.
They were either the tied for the longest or one of the longest not going for a win. And like I said, as Yankees fans, whenever a team, even if it's not your team, whenever a team has something that they haven't achieved, if not ever, or if not in forever long time, you can't do nothing but tip your cap and say, hey, job well done, boys. You earned it.
Yeah. Just like the Yankees need another World Series. So we were due. We're due, God damn it.
Come on.
All right. So there you go. That was your year in review 2016. I think, honestly, most of these years that have happened, we're always in shock because AI producer likes showing us all like the terrible shit that happened that year. This is fairly mild in 2016.
Hey, a little season finale. Like we're just bringing the good feels.
We're going out on the good feels. So here we are, 2016. It's the time of the show we need to roll over back to our friend AI producer and figure out on the Epic Traverser, what are our categories? What are we going to talk about here in 2016? So let us find out.
Anachronauts, welcome to today's year. Please proceed in discussing the following categories provided by your galactic overlords.
Get it.
Thank you and have a wonderful day.
What is it?
All right, baby. Category 1. Give it good.
Hey, we haven't had Lingo.
Haven't had
The
Lingo in a
category
while.
is Lingo.
Talk about it. 2.
Oh man, Lingo. What the hell?
Ooh, yummy.
I think also
The category is food.
I don't really. Yeah, food's a weird one.
Tech, science, video
3.
games.
Oh wow. Rando
The category is
fashion.
fashion.
Oh,
This is a random one.
okay.
Ending the season strong.
Right?
Let the categories begin.
Okay. A lot of randomness all in one package. That's crazy, man. Lingo, food, and fashion. Okay. It's a little strange. I'm not going to lie. Off
you
the
know,
bat, nothing is like ringing, for myself, having confidence or knowing what the hell I'm even going to talk about. So
this also feels like I want to say our first couple episodes, we definitely had this combination. So this is like oddly kismetic here.
oh, kind of. You're right.
Ending of it. So yeah, producer must know what the hell's going on. To 2016 food. I'm interested to see what food, because I remember I think, what do we do? The Patreon. We had a very fun game on Patreon regarding food.
That was a fun game.
I wonder what's going to be on deck for this one with food.
It is
And then-
officially time to throw to a segment.
Yeah, let's do it.
Already? You want to throw to a segment? We haven't even gone to a category yet, AI. Getting lazy, dog, on this
Yeah.
last
Hey,
episode of the season.
what is it? So what does that mean? What the hell does he have in store?
All right, what do we got? What do you got for me, man?
Incoming space facts from Nostalgist Greedle.
You lied to me, bro.
Greetings,
Oh,
Anachronauts. It is I, Nostalgist Greedle. I know it's been some time since I have checked in on your progress, and I must say, we are delighted with your numbers,
Oh, that's good.
your views. However, your subscription base is, how should I say, slacking.
It's weak, though.
Also, your Patreon numbers are less than desirable.
Cut us
Other
some slack.
Anachronauts are, how would you say it in the old Earth tongue, killing it. You, however, are not. You have but one Patreon member.
2.
This is unacceptable. I will only tell you this one time. Those numbers must go up. If they do not, we will choose a random planet
Whoa.
and incinerate it.
Okay, that's
so,
drastic.
get working on those subs. Also, your episodes are rather long, so try to shorten them up a bit.
Sure.
You are encroaching the end of your first season. Congratulations. Now, soon you will be on to season 2. So, it's time to up the ante, boys. But with almost 12 episodes down, you are 12 years down on your assignment.
It's true.
So keep it going, Anachronauts. We are proud of you. Remember, the human race relies on your success. Goodbye.
Wow.
Yeah,
That
Talk
was
low pressure.
loaded at that. A very sneaky attack there. That was not a segment. All right. Well, there you see it. There it is. This is what we deal with, people. That's what we deal with up at the top. But I mean, I guess there was some, I guess there's some silver lining in there. It's not too bad. Not too bad of a maiden voyage. Our first 12. And Greedle's right. We could fix her upper here and there, and I think we're going to. It's fine. We got this.
We've heard the notes, and we've taken the consideration, and yeah, we will augment the show accordingly for season 2. Greedle, I'm not gonna let you put a sour taste in my mouth, because Tom and I, we started the show off feeling really good. We felt AI producers
I feel
really
great.
been on our side. So Greedle, notes taken.
Sure.
We'll
You got it, Greed.
get on it.
We're on it. And speaking of being on it, why don't we hit up our first category? Not that one, AI. That one. That one.
Greedle.
Let's talk lingo, baby. Lingo. What is
All right.
lingo? Lingo is the speech, the talk, the tonality of that time. And here we are in 2016. Let's talk about kind of how we spoke in 2016. In this segment of lingo for 2016, we're going to talk about the most used words of 2016. So, what were the words that were used a lot of, and we can try to throw them into some context and talk about them. So let's get into it. Let's start off with our first word, the receipts.
Show me the receipts.
Show me the receipts. Exactly how Clay just said it. The whole receipt thing was kind of, big at that time. There were definitely, ways to kind of demand the receipts. I want the receipts. 2016, one of the biggest receipts, of course, was the Access Hollywood tape. The infamous grabbed her by the pussy, moniker that just echoed the campaign trail. Everybody kept saying, well, if it's true, show me the receipts. Where are the receipts? Exhibit A.
Billy Bush got them receipts.
Oh, Billy Bush. Yeah, poor Billy Bush. It's probably the last thing Billy Bush did. But those receipts took their vengeance. Not on Trump, but definitely hurt Mr. Bush here in his future endeavors. But that's kind of what show me the receipts would be, I guess, if you wanted to throw that out at somebody.
One of the things I always think about when something like this comes up, the old Mitch Hedberg joke. I bought a donut; it cost 99 cents. I paid $1. The guy asked me if I wanted a receipt. I said I can't imagine a situation where I would need to prove that I bought a donut.
Yeah.
And then another comedian, Patrice. Both these guys are dead. Patrice O'Neill. He's like, I always go whenever I'm out. I always got to stop somewhere like every hour as a black man to buy something, so that way then no one can try to pin nothing on me. And it's like those two, like those two aspects. Like one guy makes a really good point, like the other guy makes a really good point too. So with even this being in the lexicon, or in the most used in 2016, the receipts have been around for a while,
dude, without a doubt. Moving on, next very used word of 2016, low key. Low key, keeping it low key, or low key, I was down. That's kind of, I think, in the terminology of, it's even like if you're describing somebody as low key, or if you're stating you're cool with something, kind of, right? Low key.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was trying to think like, okay, on the etymology of low key, considering how this is like 2 syllables, right? I'm assuming if we could go Webster's dictionary on this, like low down, because obviously like on the low down is similar to low key. Like I would say they're like synonyms basically, but low key is definitely specific, but low down and then on the low and then to low key. I feel like there was like how history repeats itself or whatever, or if it doesn't repeat itself, it often rhymes type of shit. This like low key, again, another instance where I feel that this has been around. The fact that it's like getting or gained more popular, it was one of the most used in 2016. It's like you got a couple decades before to thank for bringing this back.
I think so, and it's just been brought back, and people are rocking that low key in 2016. Like, low key, how Ryan Lochte lied about being rolled by a tranny in Rio and peed in his hotel room and cried on the Matt Lauer show. Low key, low key, like Lochte, low key.
Low key caught literally with my pants down by literally my swim trunks.
That's it. Yeah. So that's a fun one. Low key. I'm here for you. I'm here for this. I actually really like that. I think that was a good one when it was out and about. I feel like I still enjoy a good I'm here for this. I like tossing it in randomly, if I'm in a meeting and someone goes, Tom, what do you think? I'm like, I'm here for that.
I was gonna say that's like a if someone is like giving a speech or hey everyone listen up, we got something to say, and like that's a very like, if you hear I'm here for that, like that's a very solid vote of confidence. Like it's very reassuring. Like I feel like that doesn't get as easy it is to toss that around or toss that out. I feel like someone who like engages with like the I'm here for that, that's that they're down for exactly the thing that you are proposing. They're gonna roll.
Like I'm here for John Cena portraying Ernest in like an action Ernest movie.
Oh, dude, how has this not been done, dude? I am
for it.
Oh man, Ernest. Okay, Ernest. What is this going to be? Ernest reads a will. Like this has got to be something because Varney's gone. Like this is well, like
he's son of Ernest.
Son of Ernest. There we go.
Which son of Ernest is pretty awesome. It's got all like the son of Godzilla vibes to it. So proof of concept here on Anachronology. We will sue you, and we're here for the new Ernest franchise. Son of Ernest. Extra. Why you gotta be so extra? Extra is funny. Extra takes a couple different tones, but really it's just like, I think it's like people that are kind of annoying and just like extra. I don't know. Just like they always have to be extra. They got to tell you shit you don't need to hear. They got to be the loudest people in the room. Shit like that.
It reminds me of, I believe, our first show that we had Lingo on. We used Clueless for Lingo and how Lingo was incorporated of that time. Extra has its like this is just a word out of time. Like, I'm surprised it wasn't used back then, because that is such a like Valley Girl-esque, like you said, like she's just very extra. Like, oh man, just being a lot of extra. That seems like something that I'm surprised it took till 2016 to be in the most used, because that's like a no-brainer. Like,
Agreed.
Lingo. That seems like a no-brainer lingo.
Yeah, and it's just like extra, and it's like obviously AI producer. He told they said that they thought the extra of 2016 was apparently The Bachelor's Chad for his extra excessive talk about bears, and he apparently had ate too much deli meat. This guy is fucking extra. He looks like a date rapist. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, if that's what extra is, Chad from The Bachelor was extra in 2016.
He definitely got a little extra grooming. There's no way in hell that he puts his puts a line on the beard like that, puts the schmutz in the hair like that. Yeah, he's got the watch. That watch ain't his. That suit ain't his. That's all. It's a little extra. You're a little extra.
Very extra, Chad.
Talk about deli meat that much. You're a little extra.
Yo, Chad, we get it, bro. All right, you like the boar's head. Chill. Ship.
Gotta ship them.
So ship. Now you'd think it's not a vessel on the sea.
A relationship.
But it is a vessel on the sea. Basically, yeah, it's a relationship. The ship. Yo, I feel like, I think so-and-so, for instance, example, a producer, I ship Ivanka and Chelsea. I don't understand why that would be the thing you would ship, but I guess it's like to fantasize about the possibility of celebrity relationships. Okay, I kind of get that.
There's the
he's like dream, right?
Like there's the big famous one that I can think of, like Benifer, but that was they were in an actual relationship. So that, like, I guess doesn't make sense as saying like this existed like before 2016, because you're right. This is like a specific, not to necessarily two people who are in a relationship, but I want to ship them or
I want to ship you,
like
ship
that's
you guys.
I want them to ship so bad. Like that is a very there we go.
Like here's a kind of a creepy ship. Like Betty White's fans call for the Golden Girls star to date ladies' man Pete Davidson. Well, I really hope she didn't do that before she died.
They have the same hair color, so they can talk about that. That's an icebreaker. And they're
shipping, man.
They're kind of wearing the same outfit, like,
wouldn't put it past.
It matches the white on black, the dark colors.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't off the top of my head. Who would I ship? Who do I want to see in a ship? I don't really care.
The one that I've seen at least recently, I mean, what's his name? Pedro Pascal. There's some, but I can't tell you. It's like him with anybody, because I guess he's got
like that big zaddy energy that he's got going on.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So that's one thing that I know that people often, I guess, want him to ship. I don't know if it's because of he himself or the characters he plays, like Oberon or Joel on Last of Us, but. Yeah, I'm not that well versed into celebrities that I want to be shipped, so I'm a little lost for what I could, want to see shipped.
Who would you like to see ship? Put it in the comments. Let us know. Moving on to the tea. Tea, baby. Spill that tea. Probably, I guess, another kind of age-old saying that got hot again in modern time. I feel like having tea, talking shit has been kind of synonymous with itself. There it is. That's the famous meme. The tea.
Don't mind me.
Don't mind me.
Drinking my little Liptons. I'm trying to if in what the hell is that movie with Emily Blunt and Anne Hathaway? Devil Wears Prada.
Oh, okay, yep.
I feel like Emily Blunt's character, who's very, snarky, I feel like she says, spill the tea, darling, or spill. I feel like that's the first time I heard it. But again, I feel like that was even before 2016. Listen, I was trying to get with a girl. I'm not watching Devil's Wears my own life, but I got to secure my master living. Right? See him the season. I got to make sure that doesn't go on the internet. But yeah, that's like, I feel like that is, like you said, it's been around, but it's just another one that just kind of like gained popularity when it did. And it's I think it's still kind of in 2024. I mean, I still feel like I feel
that around. Tea, baby.
Yeah, hit me with the tea, right?
I need to know that tea.
Lit.
Yeah, sure. Lit. I feel like, lit's been around for a bit.
Yeah. I disagree. I disagree. 2016. I disagree.
Yeah, I
with
don't
your
feel like 2016 owned lit. I was getting lit in the 90s, you know. I mean, people got lit whenever they could get lit. But I mean, I guess it was like kind of like, you know, this place was lit last night. It's like just explaining the level.
Yeah, the degree, yeah. Because you could also
degree.
one could also be like, "Yo, I was fucking lit last night," or
Right.
"Yo, did you see so and so?"
Or like when you like change and put something wild in the touch tune
And
to an
lit.
Applebee's and you walk out.
You just play
Just do whatever on like repeat. You put some weird song on, and then a club life starts up. You know,
you put either what is it? What's New Pussycat, like John Mulaney at the Salt and Pepper Diner, or Dragula, like Shane Gillis is put on.
Dragula's pretty good. Yeah, something that's just a horrible earworm, and then you light it up. But yeah, I mean, or you're there late at night. You've got a couple of sizzling fajitas and margs, and you pop in something spicy, and now the Applebee's is lit. You have lit the joint up.
Yeah, those Jersey
Highly
Shore.
advised, by the way.
I should have said those like I don't know, what are those, Tampa Bay or St. Peter burgers? Those these little people in the lower right hand corner, they want to be lit. You're not lit, gang.
This is actually the Applebee's in Pittsfield, Massachusetts.
Oh, that tracks. That tracks. And then they are lit. They are.
Speaking of Pittsfield, Massachusetts, fam. Keeping it close to home, fam. Another thing where I'm not thinking 2016 claims fam. I feel like you'd say, "Yo, come on, fam, you're fam."
Yeah, I mean, there is definitely some use of this in whether it is a rap song, whether it is a movie, whether it is TV show. Like, because I feel like even something on like a Family Matters, where there would be like the bad kid would come in and say something like, "Yo, come on, fam." Like it would even.
That's when they'd start stepping up, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be all like, "Oh shit, Eddie's gonna roll this dude," but
Yeah,
they're just famming each other hardcore in the kitchen.
I feel like you're a little behind the times. I don't know what's going on. I mean, maybe this is like the white people who heard. Maybe they're
yeah,
like,
see, like there you go, AI. It's like either in 2016, I'd say like if you said fam, you were probably a fuck boy, or you were Vin Diesel in any of the Fast and the Furious movies.
Because it is all about family. And that's, if anything, we've learned from
Dom Toretto or whatever the fuck his character's name is.
11 Fast and the Furious it's about family.
It's always about family. Remember that, people. Moving on, Cook. Oh man, Cook was a fun one, and obviously, I feel a lot of people fit that diagram well in 2016, especially on the political spectrum. Oh yeah, definitely. Poor Teddy Cruz is the definition of a cuck. Basically, I mean, Trump basically called his wife fucking ugly in the debate, and then he kissed the ring for 4 years and just was like this haggard little monster at Trump's feet for 4 years. It was hilarious.
Isn't there the like footage of him at some telethon where he's like, "Yeah, hello, this is Senator Ted Cruz," and this is literally after, like you said, he's like his his wife's ugly, wife's a dog, like whatever he was.
Dog.
Yeah, it's a dog.
Went for it.
Yeah, and he was just rolled over, belly up, and then started answering phones with no teeth, no, not even a growl. You
Not even a growl.
He just went and said hello with a smile.
You gonna bark all day, little doggy, or you gonna bite?
Cucked it up, Teddy.
He cucked it up big time. So let's round off our most used words of 2016.
Incel.
I thought it was going to be that too. This one makes perfect sense, and it was obviously a word twisted, turned, and slapped all over everything. Woke.
Jesus.
Woke, baby. Were you woke in 2016? What side of the coin were you on? Where did you stand in this position, in that position? Everything was fucking woke. I mean, politics got its hands on it. Everybody weaponized that word. This side used it this way. This side used it that way. It's just, hello, I'm woke. Woke. I feel like if there was the 1 year of 1 word of that year, it definitely was woke.
Okay, do you think that this would garner backlash if you identified at your new job that my pronouns are woke? Like if
Wow.
you know what I'm saying, like would you get in trouble? Like if you played it with dead seriousness, be like my pronouns are woke. Like could you get in trouble for that? Because
I don't
bro,
know.
like that hello I am name, like I would go and apply at a place with doing that shit with
Says
the
here you're woke.
with the hopes of being like fired and then I could sue for discrimination, because that's how absurd like a lot of this shit is. Like what like what are you woke, like it being offensive or not offensive. But man, this is another one where I'm thinking in the opposite, we're talking about shit that came before. I feel like again being 2016, I feel like this is one
Been around for a while.
but it also seems more recent in the usage, as opposed to it starting in 2016 with such, I guess, frequency. But I want to weaponize woke. I want to take back woke.
Yeah, like I said, I think in 2016 it was a word that was in some instances weaponized, used for whatever means that they wanted to use it for, because it was it had a meaning on one side and on one on the other, and that's what was so funny is you saw this word on like 100 different newscasts, whether it was but it was all like the twist of how differently it was used, and it is hilarious because it is just a word, and got great power in 2016 along with those other wild words. And that was Lingo.
Good game of Lingo.
Fairly good game of Lingo. Fairly good game. With that said, I think it would be fun if we did a little something.
Greedle, if you
to
fuck this stuff.
find this. Greedies.
Don't.
Where is it?
Greedle. Yeah,
Greed
I think
Greed dogs.
I was just gonna say, man, for not having Lingo on the show here in a while, the 2016 edition, I disagreed with a couple of them, but other ones definitely seem very of their time. But I do want
to. What came first? There it is. What came first? So a segment we play on the show where we ask this exact question: what came first? And this one's an interesting one. It's very relevant to our 2016. And this one is going to be what came first, Donald Trump edition.
Ooh.
There he is with his patent stance in front of the American flag. Now, everybody knows, at least in 2016, Donnie J. Trump as POTUS, President Trump. Now, one would ask and say, oh, yeah, cool. Like, this is his big debut. Well, this isn't the first rodeo for Donald Trump. So let's take a step back through the ages of Donald Trump and let's really find out what came first. So, yeah, 2016, President Trump. Okay, whatever. Let's move on to 2015's ACN Incorporated commercials starring Donald Trump. We can see him here. I guess ACN looks like some kind of shitty business phone company or telecommunications company here.
Okay, so if this phone is actually like a teleconference phone, it has to be relatively like, I don't know, in the 2000s, right? Like this isn't in like the late 90s. So
this is 2015 actually.
2015,
Trump he did the campaign actually 2006 all the way to 2015.
Oh, yeah, but
that was a cash cow for Donald Trump. Is he just sat and he probably didn't even know how to use the phone. He was just like, "What is this?" You know?
But that like proprietary like phone thing they got going on now, like I've never seen one of those before aside from this advertisement. So
exactly.
So that's
didn't do well. Didn't do well.
Trying to gauge the year it is, because it's either one of two things. Either like mock up, like made to look as futuristic, or it's like this is one of the 3 prototypes we have. Hey, DKT, can you come hawk this for us so we can get some money for it?
Listen, we cannot push this decrepit fucking late 90s tech that we're trying to push off. We need Donald Trump.
Man, he's not even have a watch on. Where's his watch? I'd be flexing a fat. Well, maybe if they made him take it off.
He doesn't need one because the ACN machine has one.
Yeah, so. Not distract from the ACN business opportunity.
So there you go. Now, is that where is that what came first? No. Moving on to Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps in 2010. There he is, cameo. Amazing. I mean, I think Oliver Stone directed it too, which is like Oliver Stone being like, I need Donald Trump in this. Get him in here.
2010. This is wasn't Shia LaBeouf in this one, right?
It was kind of the like meh sequel to Wall Street, which is a good movie in its own regard.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, OG Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Dude, this was 2010. God dang.
Yeah. So there you go. Trump making his appearance there. And did that come first? No. Moving on to WWE Raw. Why couldn't Trump try his hand at being a professional wrestler, which he did? I'm sure also now seeing this picture that doesn't hold up very well with him and Mr. Poopy Pants, Vince McMahon over here. I'm sure some of the parties these guys went to together were legendary. But yeah, I mean, Trump, even in his stint on WWE, he like hit people with chairs and he really showed it. And I mean, a different time.
He is if anything, he is committed to acting like he knows what he's doing. If anything that this WWE stint proves, I don't want to say it's all smoke and mirrors because there is some real to it, but it's also all made up. But holy hell,
just like wrestling, Donnie
Trump. He commit?
Yeah, and so was that first WWE Raw? No. There was also a Domino's commercial in 2005. There he is snacking on some Domino's, some product placement. Look at him. He's got 3 mediums. He's a cheapskate.
And that was Ivanka, wasn't it? His wife with the...
Yes, she did. Actually, you know what? What we will find out is this guy swung both ways, too. He also does an entire Pizza Hut campaign earlier on. So here he is batting for Domino's as long as the check cleared.
If it don't matter if it's pizza dough or do re mi's, he's taking it.
Re mi. And so did it stop there with Domino's Pizza? Fuck no, it didn't. Let's go to Days of Our Fucking Lives in 2005.
Dude, he didn't give a shit.
He was just, you're paid. Now, this is actually the famous place where he had the like grab her by the pussy line. Is he was shooting this soap opera, and then you can see below there Extra with Billy Bush was following him around. And they headed off into his trailer and rest is history. But I mean, it's just funny because it's just like he is like it's like when Fantasy Island just used to have like, oh, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or something. It just doesn't make sense. And that's like why having Donald Trump on any TV show at that time was just funny. He was just like Big Bird.
It just, I mean, like I said, with the pizza, like the dough re mi's, like the money. He just wants the money. It doesn't matter. Dude, whatever number cruncher said, hey, you know what probably will like get us some money is Donald J. Whatever they came at it with, it's like, yeah, put a 0 on it or whatever. But dude,
I get my own trailer. So and speaking of money, the one thing everybody knows Trumpy from is The Apprentice, and that was what came next. Apprentice, he did that from 2004 to 2015. That's a run, dude. 11 seasons of this guy.
I'm trying to remember if it is.
Never watched one of them.
I think it's Gilbert Godfrey, R.I.P. Gilbert, and I want to say it's definitely at least him, and I feel like a couple other people who were on The Apprentice, and they said he showed up for like 5 minutes of work, and like the thing you see at him at the table where he's like, "You did this, and I didn't like it, and you did this, and I also didn't like it," but for those reasons,
that's all he did,
dude. That's all he showed up and did. So it's like the spinning that show around whatever
amazing editors
involvement he had, which was next to nothing.
Like poking him awake toward the last few seasons to do anything. But the buck never stops, and it didn't stop there for Donnie, because then he went on to do this movie which I've never even heard of called 2 Weeks Notice, where he makes a cameo appearance opposite Hugh Grant. Here he is in 2 Weeks Notice. That film also apparently starred Sandra Bullock. Missed that one.
So this is in the Hugh Grant making rom-com just era. So I mean, throw a dart at a board at what 90s year this took place in, because
pretty much this was still the very prolonged Hugh Grant apology tour. I think after he got caught getting blown by a prostitute, he just made a lot of schlock to make the fans happy.
It took him this long to be cast as a fucking Oompa Loompa in the new Charlie in the Chocolate Factory.
He's crested. He's over we love you again, so that's good.
Here you go. Here's a bank check.
Yeah, pretty much. So I guess if you were lucky enough to catch Trump in 2 Weeks Notice, did it stop there? Of course it didn't. It went on to Sex and the City. In 2002, there he is with some really creepy looking guy.
It's like David Chase's, like if David Lynch cast an actor to play David Chase from The Sopranos. It's so weird.
That guy is creepy. It
In
looks
what?
like I feel bad for the poor woman they're staring at in this scene. It's probably one of the Sex and the City ladies.
And the one, I guess I don't know the attention to detail if I got this wrong or not, but I know that Trump is a teetotaler. He doesn't drink, and that looks like he's drinking either scotch or bourbon, neat with no ice. So I think that if I was if I was a production, if I was on this, directing whatever, I would be fucking pissed that you got this detail wrong, because I know to his credit, his older brother, I think, died of alcoholism, like destroyed his body. So he's sworn off alcohol. So that is for all the other things he does.
Yeah, for all the other things he probably drinks as well. I'm sure alcohol is far down on that list.
Either way, I would be livid if I was the showrunner, because this is factually inaccurate. So
this is bullshit. Sex in the City. And he could have just thrown in the towel, or maybe it started there, but it didn't. Zoolander, of course, he was in Zoolander 2001. He makes some little snarky remark about Derek Zoolander on a red carpet. And look at Melania. She looks like a paid prostitute in that picture, which I'm sure maybe that's how it started. This could be the earlier courting years of the two.
Oh, there was definitely some agreement where
she was sold. She was
what's
sold.
it going to cost for you to be right here?
Looks great there. I'm sure the terrors of seeing him naked in that time frame. And then we keep going. We go back to a movie called Celebrity in 1998. Didn't really know this was a Woody Allen movie. Mm-hmm. There he is, making his Donald Trump cameo again in 98. Also, he decided to drop in on the cast of Suddenly Susan in 1998. I totally forgot about this show. This was also kind of the Trump wants to show up on every sitcom era. And here he is in 98. I didn't even know any of these people. I didn't even know Nestor Carbone was in this show. He kind of blew my mind. I was like, Richard from Lost was in Suddenly Susan.
Okay, I'm like Judd Nelson. Fucking, I think that dude is in Lost. That dude is obviously homosexual, which is fine. But I don't know what else he's been in. No, that's not Phil Dunphy. No way. Who is that actor?
I did look into it. It's not, because at first I was like, is that a young Ty Burrell?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
definitely not.
Okay, all right.
But holla at Nestor Carbone there. And Trump in 98, Suddenly Susan. Does it stop there? No, it does not. Drew Carey show. Of course, I think he gets heckled by Drew Carey in an episode. There he is again. It's just like he probably came and he's like, I have my own wardrobe. I'm going to wear the one tie I always wear.
Yeah, again, tie has been consistent, man.
Consistent. I have to say, he keeps probably his own style guide during that time. And it's like, he's got to be synonymous for the jacket and the big tie. It's very, it's very rich Ronald McDonald-y. It's weird. Here we go. Spin City. He's got to drop in on Spin City. Poor Michael J. Fox. Like, he wasn't having a hard enough time on making that show. He had to act opposite Trump in 97.
Were they shooting all of these sitcoms that took place in New York City? You know what I mean? Like why is he or is he just doing like
he's showing up in random cities? Yeah, exactly.
or like filming it in LA. I mean, if he has business out there, I guess, or if they fly him out there. But man, it's just, I guess if it takes place in New York City, put Trump in it. Like, this is it. I mean, someone must have playing what came first. Someone had to have had the bright idea to put Trump in the sitcom, and then everyone's like, we need Trump, because this is, dude, every
wild, and it keeps. And here we go. The journey continues. Okay, yeah, he was on Spin City, and then bam, here we go. We're back in the pizza world. Here we go. He was the first person to take a bite of the stuffed crust pizza. Look at him, dirty mouth, getting ready to devour that thing. What is he looking at off camera? That's even the worst part of it. You dirty bitch.
What could be more than the thing that you're being paid to sell? You're not looking at the thing you're being paid to sell.
What are you looking at? Is this on the Epstein Island? What is going on here?
Possibly.
Yikes. So I'm going to do some Pizza Hut. Then that's like wings? Such an incredible. I know, that's what I thought. At first I thought wings. Then in 96, he did a movie called The Associate, and there's your boy from Wings.
oh god, the associate. Like, what?
Who's
the
that
hell
guy?
is-
That's not Steven Weber.
That's not Steven Weber.
That's
Yeah.
other guy from Wings.
Yeah, that's in it, but Steven Weber and him are brothers in the show.
Okay,
But yeah,
fair
I
enough.
can't remember that
We
guy's
did
name.
tear into Steven Weber on a prior episode. His people reached out to us, and we do apologize. We're
Yeah.
very sorry we hurt your feelings, Steven
You-
Weber.
Your whole body of work, we celebrate.
Absolutely. But that's a very creepy Trump O face right there. That's at 96, The Associate. Of course, he showed up in the incredible 96 film Eddie, where all of a sudden Whoopi Goldberg just coaches
like
the
New York
Knicks.
Knicks. Oh, yeah,
Yeah, she just like decides to coach the Knicks, and I'm sure this is like Trump saying something that has a little veiled racism in it about Whoopi Goldberg being
because she's black doesn't mean she can coach. I want to see her jump shot.
You're all right though. This was the name of the game. It's almost like if you needed to shoot B-roll and say, "Oh, they're in New York," you would go shoot the Statue of Liberty. You would shoot the Empire State Building, and now it's like you would just have Trump in your movie, and you would just know, "Oh, they're in New York." Oh, I got it.
And I'm gonna say too, like I feel like his haircut's worse then than it is now. Like I feel like some hair's gotten
really trying. So yeah, Eddie. One of his probably most heralded film roles in '94. When you play the villain to the Little Rascals in the Little Rascals movie, that's a big step. This was a big swing for him, I think. I want to say he was maybe trying to get, not typecast. He's like, I have depth.
Is he
the
like
villain?
Is he legit like the bad guy in the
He's
Little
one
Rascals
of the baddies. I think I don't know if he's the baddie, but I know that he's in it way more than he should. And I don't know if there's the one. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not a Little Rascals fan, so I don't know much about it. But I think there's like a young, richer Little Rascal, and I think he has some serious fucking beef with Donald Trump in the movie. And then Donald Trump being vengeful, of course, he's gonna like ruin the lives of like a bunch of 8-year-old kids that tried to fuck with him.
Can we just take a second to look at this still here? Like, look at who Trump is surrounded by. Like, if I'm assuming he is playing himself in this movie.
Yeah.
He's like, it's Donald J. Trump. His name
He's got a cell phone at that time.
There is no way that he would be surrounded by these people.
You don't want to touch these people.
Yeah, this is a very interesting choice. I want to see like the behind the scenes on this day of him complaining of why that he is surrounded by like a John Cusack like lookalike, some like slow dude with his eyes closed, the Native American guy from Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman, and a woman that he obviously wouldn't bang there on the left. Like this.
Yeah. And he probably got it in one take too. That was the thing. He was done. You weren't you were not getting another take out of Donald J. Trump. Our journey continues. Little Rascals. Oh, we're gonna go back to TV. I'm gonna be on The Nanny. I'm gonna be on my cell phone again. Fuck you, Mr. Sheffield. I'm gonna buy this house, and I'm also gonna own Fran Drescher when I do buy it. That'd have been a funny like plot to that episode. Is he was just trying to like buy the house and Fran Drescher. Yeah, like she's part of the deal, and she just wasn't having it.
I'll pay you a salary. It's not slavery. Don't tell Melania. Actually, no, Melania I don't think existed at this point in time. I mean, Jesus, we are like going
back.
We're going back.
We're 94, man.
Yeah, come on.
I mean, I don't know what amount of mistresses he had at this point. He probably banged Fran Drescher. Maybe they had a thing. He was charismatic at that time. Like before the whole like, I don't know, call a spade shit happened. Everybody was like, he's creepy, but he's nice and rich.
Donald J. Trump.
Yeah, come on, man. He was
synonymous with money.
He brought some stuffed crust pizza. He's a cool bro.
He ate it crust first.
Oh my God, you brought some stuffed crust. And guess what? He's got to go next door and be on fucking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air if he's going to go on The Nanny in 94. Look at him here. And like, what was even this like whole plot here? How did he get introduced? And like you said, this is Los Angeles. This isn't New York.
Yeah. So what is the plot of this episode? There is something where did Will like crash a car? Did Will do something at a golf?
AI producer, where we nailed it. Where he considered buying the bank's family mansion.
Okay, there we go.
Of course, that's what he would do. He would just roll in, being kind of like, again, veiled racism here.
You're the only black family in the neighborhood. I want it all white. We're gonna buy this up, and we're gonna get you out. You can buy a nice home.
Go back to West Philadelphia, where you were born and raised.
Your uncle's a judge.
So yeah, there you go. I don't know why, but Trumpy had to be on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Shocker. Then after, before, he was also on in the film Playboy Centerfold. You can see him here where he's creepily taking Polaroid photos of a Playboy playmate. She looks borderline uncomfortable, but she's going with it.
I need instant gratification. I don't want the film developed. Give me a Polaroid.
I won't even look at it.
Just want to point and click. I don't want to f-stop. I don't care about focus.
Yeah, so there he is. I guess probably showing some future habits on unraveling there. Then before even that, one he's very famous for, he's in Home Alone 2.
This, of course.
Lost in New York. Of course, I think he owned that hotel. He had to have some snarky little line. Of course, he wasn't like concerned that this young boy without parents was coming up to him, talking to him. Like, where are your parents, little kid?
Man, he got paid. Like, I wonder what he got paid just to be in, because he's in this movie for what, 10 seconds? You know what I mean?
Too much. And he got a free commercial for his fucking hotel.
Yeah, right. I mean, Jesus. I mean, fucking hell. He was literally in this movie for like, this is one of the things that I remember about this movie, aside from the pigeon lady and the difference of the traps of that Kevin sets and Rob Schneider is fucking Donald J. Trump in this.
That's true. Yeah, they threw the Trump card in there, and yeah, a memorable holiday film for all time is his Donald Trump in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Pigeon lady has hepatitis. She's filthy.
He would not be on set that day. He would not be near that woman. Okay, so there's 2 left, believe it or not.
Jesus.
Next one is 89. This could be
Miami Vice. No,
who did it first? It could be this. Look at him. He looks so evil and creepy there. It's this movie called Ghosts Can't Do It. Trump made a cameo appearance in this fantasy comedy film starring Bo Derek and Anthony Quinn. He played himself. Shocker. And he looks, this is a fairly young Trump on the timeline. 89 Trump. He's got some weight on. The hair even looks thicker.
not as gray.
More coiffier. He looks real lecherous here.
I mean, if Anthony Quinn is old as hell in like
Zorba the Great.
60, he's old as hell. So and then I hear Bo Derek. The only thing that makes sense is Bo Derek's character has a thing for old dudes, and she's with Anthony Quinn and Donald Trump.
And then she's like, "Oh, Donald Trump and your yachts."
And then she says, "No, I like you, Anthony Quinn, because you're much older than Donald Trump. I don't care about his money. You're older."
Spoiler alert. Okay, so let's finally unveil what came first. Now, this is a little bit of a buzzkill because I know AI producer could not find the actual footage, but it is factual. It's on IMDb, and it is the truth that Trump actually made his first ever appearance anywhere on an episode of The Jeffersons.
Boy.
So it is true. He's credited in 1985 for being on an episode of The Jeffersons. So it could have been the whole, like, he's still the New York Donald Trump character. He's going to, poke at George Jefferson. There's, again, cue the veiled racism. Ha, ha, ha.
I mean, there is reason that the Jefferson episode without Donald Trump is not existing. AI producer,
maybe
this feels like something that would be a touchstone, especially considering this man was president of the United States. That it
went hush after a while. They're like, "Listen, he just won the electoral vote. We need to zap the Jeffersons episode from everything."
Dude, I want the footage to be him in blackface, being like cousin Jefferson.
That's what I'm saying. What level of awful is it?
Oh, dude, that would be so good.
If anyone watching this knows if it exists and where it exists, you must point us to it, because that would be an incredible piece.
We'll do a follow-up.
History. We would do a follow-up. But with all that said, I think now we can trace it all the way back to what came first. It was Donald J. Trump on The Jeffersons, and that was a very Trumpy what came first. You've done well. You've made it through the first category in 2016. You got yourself an extra segment. I think it is time for us to hop over to talk to one of our fine sponsors here on the show, and we'll come back and we'll fire up category 2.
We'll be right back
later.
We'll be right back after these messages. Go get yourself some gabagool.
This portion of Anachronology is brought to you by our sponsor, Copafeel. Looking to add some excitement to your next event? Introducing Copafeel, your premier destination for authentic adult cop costumes. Whether you're planning a wild bachelorette bash or need to add some spice to your neighbor's noisy party, our realistic uniforms are just what you need. Made with 100% genuine materials, our costumes will have you looking and feeling like a true law enforcement officer. So why wait? Get ready to turn heads and command attention with Copafeel. But remember, with our costumes, while our costumes may be authentic, we do not condone impersonating a police officer. Visit us today at the link in the bio to receive a 10% off coupon on your next rental, plus a pair of free plastic handcuffs. Copafeel. Get it!
You are watching Anachronology.
AAA, what do you say?
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that message from one of our many sponsors. And we continue on this episode of 2016.
God, it's been a rush. Learned some lingo, the most popular words used in 2016. We did a little flashback with the 2016 President-elect Donald Trump. We've taken some strides here already in 2016, and we've barely scratched the surface. But we need to now move on to our second
Numero dos.
category that we need to speak about here in 2016, which is not that AI producer. You picked the wrong one. It is food. I hope you're hungry because we're going to be talking about some food in 2016. Now, obviously, like anything, nothing just jumps at me and I'm like, oh my God, 2016. I remember this about food. We'll go into some things. We'll talk about some fads. We'll talk about some popular food products. And let's see what we conjured up here. What AI producer and Epoch Traverser came up with for us.
What do you got, AI? Farm to table.
First up, fads. Farm to table. This was, even today, it's a very popular term. You love seeing it on a placard in some fancy schmancy restaurant you go to. But basically, it's exactly as it sounds. It comes from the farm right onto your table. Delicious.
One of the best examples of this is the skit from Portlandia where
absolutely
they want to get the information on the chicken and they take farm to table to
amazing
nth degree where they have a file. They're like, let me come back, I'll show you his file, and they have to decide whether or not they want to actually purchase the chicken.
Then they ramp it up to where they go visit where the chicken grew up at the farm and they talk to the farmer and stuff. They just take it there. But at that point, when they came out with that, it was probably right around this the height of it in 2016, 17, because it did become more of a sales terminology. I think a lot. It's like putting up, I get a Michelin star or this and that, or organic, any label you can throw on anything, any process allures people. And the farm to table certainly did. And I think people definitely got away with lying about it too. I don't think a lot of people are as catering to the idea that is actually farm to table.
I want to say that I saw some TikTok where there's a person who goes to Costco and buys $8 pies and sells them at the farmer's market and says, I grew this fruit and made this pie. So talk about farm to table aspect of lying, dude.
That is the definition of there is a sucker born every minute. That is fucking crazy.
Yeah, I'm off, dude. I love me food. I love fresh food. My dad has a garden. It's one of the things that I have very fond memories of is the summer vegetables and all that stuff. But dude, it's
nothing like it.
Dude, and I feel unless you're doing it yourself, or the co-op, it has a good reputation. Anything could just be this is a $10 mango because it's organic, and someone could have gone to Walmart and taken the sticker off of it and said, "Here you go, organic mango."
This duck is $75 because it slept on a Tempur-Pedic mattress. Yeah. Oh, okay, whatever. Farm to table. People love talking about farm to table in 2016. Foraging. People liked going out like they were living in fucking pilgrim times and just picking from the earth, picking mushrooms, picking berries. I'm sure that comes with great risk, possibly great diarrhea if you're wrong, but foraging sounds kind of cool, I guess.
There is so one of the things in where we're from, it's given where the soil makeup and kind of like mushrooms, so like mycelium, the fungus that makes mushrooms. So in our neck of the woods, there's these things called ramps, and ramps are basically like a mix between an onion and garlic, and it comes in a little tiny bulb. And right by my old high school, up by the lake there's a big old patch of them. And I know this, speaking of foraging, my brother went up there and he like took some from the area and he put them in the back of our house. And because it's like, the same latitude or whatever,
kidding.
He straight up like successfully foraged ramps from a location that's,
Wow.
15 minutes from the house or whatever. And we
forager you, Chad.
and they only grow like every or with this, their growing season is super short. So unless you are like in the area where they are, they're basically a very hard to come by product. So
It's really cool.
So you just got to kind of like know like what you're doing. They're not as deadly as like some poison.
Get out there and forage, everybody. Come on.
I do have a personal connection to foraging because my brother grabbed these wild ramps and put them in the back of our house.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever done it myself. It seems kind of cool, but like you're saying, like I guess like if my mom had a garden and she'd be like, "Oh, pick this and that." So I guess you're kind of like out of the manufactured garden, you're going and foraging. But this whole like, I just went into the woods and I found these fucking mushrooms. And I picked them.
Dude.
All right,
Yeah.
it's wild, bro. Okay, moving on. Juicing, man. Juice loves juicing. But juicing was a big one in 2016. It was all about pureeing, mashing up any kind of vegetable. Juice bars became absolutely massive and expensive. The act of juicing is fucking gross. I'll be honest with you. Like we tried it, there was like a period of time where like my wife and I got like a juicer from something. I think it was one of those weird things where it like fell off the truck on a commercial shoot we did. Sure. And it was the loudest, most like violent act to have to like pummel down fruit in this thing. And you'd have to lay down plastic underneath it. It's just this was like an early juicer, but it was a fucking disaster. And all the waste from like the skin of the fruit and shit. Pulp. It's the pulp. It's nasty.
My roommate that I lived with, fellow comedian. So that was one thing that we would do in the mornings was juice. And I can't remember where he got his juicer, but it didn't sound as bad as the one y'all were hooked up with.
Fucking garbage.
But the end result, I will say, I very much enjoyed drinking them. However, the thing that was very noticeable was the cost for the yield. Like even if you're going to a grocery store and you're getting
100%,
you can't just have like, you would need like apples and spinach and ginger and a lemon and cucumber and pineapple. And the list goes on and on. You can literally make anything that grows out of the ground. You can basically juice. I'm not saying that those things are expensive. I'm saying the amount that you need to put in that machine to get like a lot quantity.
Yeah. And it's not, and just like, I would say probably the partner to this is like making smoothies and shakes, and it is the same way. And it's like, even like frozen fruit's really expensive, but just like you said, going to the store, buying a bunch of fruit is expensive. And like, you're amazed that you spend all this effort juicing it down and it's like that much in the cup.
Because a smoothie, you can have like some bulk, like some ice cubes and some like protein powder or something that isn't just the literally juice extracted from the fruit or vegetable. Because you put in like whatever you're putting in there, it comes out like it's just like this much.
It just like pea dribbles juice into this like little container, and you're just like, this is gonna take forever. Not a fan of juicing, but I guess 2016 was avocado everything. Put it on everything. Everybody loved avocados. I think everybody has loved avocados. I just think that the avocado company or whatever just got a great marketing team. And they were like, they got on social media and they were like hip, and a bunch of millennials wrapped their head around avocado and just cracked it. It was like a Don Draper moment with avocados.
Yeah, I was gonna do it. I was gonna say, so like they. It's so funny you mentioned that. I was like, man, what was like the commercial, like the like how the coffee, the Colombian coffee guy, you know, the guy with the donkey, like how
Juan
what he did-
Valdez.
yeah, Juan Valdez. What he did for coffee, like what was the avocado? There has to be something that tipped the scales, because you're right, dude. Like avocados have been around since California's been a state. Like where the hell is
That's what I'm saying. Just somebody
Yeah.
got really savvy with it, or like you said, it was just some old timer Don Draper guy smoking a cigarette, and he was just like, "Put it on toast."
Sprinkle put some texture, put some everything bagel seasoning on that, some sesame, some poppy.
Don, I thought you said you stopped drinking before 11 a.m. What are you talking about? Toast.
Oh man,
Avocados, baby. But to really, I think, trump like the legacy of avocados, something insanely epic happened in 2016, and that was the return of something terrifying and ancient. The return of ancient grains. They unleashed a madness upon the world. They released ancient grains, epic.
Chia.
Yeah, I mean, you've all heard of them. You got quinoa, you got spelt farro. I mean, all the ones that are really hard to pronounce. But you know, this is still to this day, everybody loves ancient grains. It's always on a menu, like it has ancient grains in it. What's so fucking? I mean, drop the ancient part. That's stupid.
This is like lentils, but when you're too good for lentils, you want to go ancient. You want to go ancienter than you need farro and buckwheat or fucking
yeah,
like
whatever the fuck it is.
Like I need a grain that was only available in the Andes mountain range in the years before 2000 BC.
Look, Moses is stepped on this shit with his sandal. All right,
ancient grains.
These are fucking ancient.
This is like waiting for the worst protein, like whatever protein bar company that touted we use all 7 ancient grains no longer exists, for the sole fact that they used all 7 ancient grains. Your selling point turned out to be your downfall.
They needed the guy with the cigarette, the avocados. Come on.
You got avocados.
Call them ancient grains. All right. So another fad, probably the final fad we'll talk about in 2016, was fucking unicorn food.
Oh, this just everything looks like it's fucking fake.
Where obviously, if unicorn food was a person, it would be Katy Perry. There she is, licking something. But yeah, look at it. It just looks just gross and like. It got way out of hand. You can see, I mean, it's just like, there's just no reason for it except for it to be like cheeky and funny. And like a 5-year-old kid might like this. But if you're a grown ass adult making food like this,
you're that lady who's selling that pink sauce that you made and then got sued for selling pink sauce. Like this. This feels like TikTok was built for making rainbow food. So
there you go.
Unfortunately, the people who made a lot of success apparently concocting disgusting looking drinks and noodles and grilled cheese.
Sushi kills me. The rainbow sushi fucking kills
rice.
me.
Yeah, the multicolored rice. I mean, I would eat all of these things, but it is extremely unappetizing with the color that they have in them. But I mean, yeah, this is built for TikTok.
It's gross, and you know, and again, the moniker unicorn food. I actually I asked Epic Traverser, I said, you know, just a question. I said, what would a unicorn taste like? Came back and said, the taste of a unicorn, being a mythical creature, is purely speculative and imaginative. Since unicorns are typically depicted as elegant and magical beings, one might imagine that their taste would be equally fantastical. Some imaginative descriptions might include flavors such as cotton candy, marshmallow, or a combination of exotic fruits and spices, evoking a sense of sweetness, whimsy, and enchantment. However, it's important to remember that unicorns exist only in folklore and fantasy, so any speculation about their taste is purely for fun and creative exploration.
Well, I disagree with your flavor profile. The only thing they said that was accurate was enchantment, because if anyone has seen the movie Legend, then you would know that the unicorn blood tastes like immortality. That's why the Lord of the Dark wanted to, have the unicorn, because their blood it's like immortality. So
cue the Tangerine Dream. Let's go. So there you go. That was the fads of 2016. let's get into the MVP food products of 2016, the most valuable players that came out in 2016.
AI, what do you have?
All right, so here's what we got. Now, of course, I think it starts slow and kind of works up to a fever pitch. Impossible Burger, that was made its breakthrough in 2016. It was just basically saying like, hey, you know what? You can make plant food taste kind of good.
I don't think I've ever tried one of these. I had a roommate who was vegan, so I've had a lot of bean burgers or black bean burgers.
Sure.
I would take a black bean burger over weird Impossible Meat. I still like
Agreed.
still even with whatever advancements they've made.
I've had some delicious black bean burgers. I have had an Impossible Burger, and I would just say that like they got it down in some of the strange like the texture and just the mouthfeel of meat. And I guess it gives that kind of juicy ooziness that a burger, any good cooked burger gives. But you can't deny that it ain't meat.
Yeah,
It ain't meat. It ain't meat, but it's I guess it's a nice alternative. Wouldn't want to probably be in the factory that makes this though.
Yeah.
It's probably quite terrifying, Soylent Green style. So yeah, Impossible Burger was one of the MVP food products. Moving on to this holy shit 7-Eleven fucking product. It's the Doritos Loaded. Just when you thought that Doritos couldn't get grosser, they decided to like make them into like, I don't even know what that is. It just looks like Doritos breadcrumbs on a mozzarella stick.
I think that's what it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be like a triangle deep fried mozzarella, but instead of mozzarella, it's Doritos flavored processed cheese, and then it's coated instead of just regular breadcrumb with breadcrumb flavored Doritos.
Yeah.
But it's only available at 7-Eleven.
It's saying a featured bite-sized triangle-shaped snacks filled with melted cheese and coated in Dorito crumbs.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, but it's just I don't know necessarily how that's going to even taste.
The
Loaded.
fact that it's only available at 7-Eleven, they knew that they were like, we can only if we release this to the general public,
Push
we're
them
gonna
at 7-Eleven.
we're gonna have so much more like lawsuits on our hands. We need to like spearhead the movement. We can only get the movement.
Yeah.
Like 7-Eleven has enough pockets where we can sell our licensing to them, and whatever we'd have to pay out on potential lawsuits won't matter because 7-Eleven will have covered it with the licensing.
Yeah, scald the roof of your mouth with some Doritos Loaded. Pass on that.
Yeah.
Oreo Thins. That's right, everybody. When you just absolutely can't have any of the best part of an Oreo on an Oreo, you just go with Oreo Thins. Look at that. I mean, that's just like, did a room full of like almond moms come up with this? This just feels very like, you're getting fat, honey. You can only have 3 Oreo Thins.
This flies in the face at everything Oreo stands for.
I know.
This is
You know why? Because this is the Oreo I want. This is the world I want to wake up to. I want the most stuff. I don't want any cookie. Just sell the glob of the cream.
Oh man, I think I heard something that the what is it that the store is now? So there's regular Oreo, then there was obviously double stuff, and then mega stuff. I feel like
we're looking at the most stuff.
No, but I feel like I saw something very recently where someone has like an old packaging of the double stuff and the new ones. Like the new double stuff are now the size of like regular Oreos.
Oh, that's
like the mega stuff is the size of what double stuff used to be. So
how are you gonna lie to us like that, Oreo?
Where is the most stuff? That should be the only Oreo as far as
again, I don't need your damn Oreo Thins. I'm trying to cut back
even
on the calories.
Beefier. That's give me the most stuff.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like, you know what? That thing's gonna just eviscerate in milk. That Oreo Thin. Let's take that back. Yeah, I mean, come on. That thing is like breaking off in your milk. I just can't.
To use lingo, I'm here for that.
I'm here for this. Yeah, I'm here for that.
More stuff. I'm here for it.
I'm here for it. Moving on. This I don't even remember. Apparently, Coca-Cola Life.
What the
Coca-Cola Life. This is just like this looks like this whole campaign just feels like when like your mom started putting those like messages on like those like wooden like country boards in your kitchen. Like that screams this. Like I don't know what the fuck people were trying to do here. Basically, AI producers saying Coca-Cola Life debuted as a lower calorie alternative to traditional Coca-Cola. it targeted health-conscious consumers looking for reduced-calorie beverage options.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Why would you try so hard to do something that Diet Coke already does? Like, and make it this Coca-Cola Life. This
And the
doesn't.
ugly green label on it, it's just like, yeah, and why is it Life? Like, what? Again, just
For all the stuff that we have
call it Coca-Cola Life.
for all the stuff that we have employed artificial intelligence for on this show, this, which I know is like a real marketing image from Coca-Cola, this looks like a fake thing. Like, this doesn't
It
even
doesn't look real.
like they didn't even have faith in it. Like, their own product, image, they didn't have faith in it. They're like, oh fuck it, just whatever, have bad lighting, put a little like a little olive branch coming around the back of it because it's green.
This is their Crystal Pepsi.
Some siding for some reason. It's like it's outside on like a picnic table in front of like
it's terrible.
Unpainted house.
That's not the life I want. That's bullshit. No Coca-Cola Life. And then this was cool. I didn't realize this. 2016 was when Lay's started doing their flavor contest. So 2016 started up this whole Lay's Do Us a Flavor talent search, where they would bring out all the stupidest, craziest flavors of Lay's. The fans would vote on them, and then some got actually made into real Lay's potato chips. And you can see here some of them, the notable ones that got all the love in 2016: cheesy garlic bread, sure, and sriracha flavored Lay's became kind of like the big thing. So that was a big part of their brand. Now, there were a lot that didn't make it. Here's some of the runner-ups in this contest. There was a beer and brats flavored Lay's. I mean, biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, pork. Well, both of those have like pork flavor, like pork flavored on chips.
Yeah, buffalo wings, that's not bad, but I mean, who hasn't done a buffalo wing chip that's not even Lay's? Cappuccino sounds fucking gross. I don't know really what that's about. Chicken and waffles, sure, I would try that.
Chicken over the pork.
Yeah, churro. I mean, I guess you get like a little sweet
cinnamony.
This one looked pretty good. Fiery roasted habanero. Never made the cut.
Spicy's hard nice. Yeah, spicy's hard to fuck up.
New York Reuben.
Yeah, I mean, that's
kind of like, weird. The sauerkraut and shit.
Yeah, it's got a little.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about that one. Then they had one that was like truffle fries.
Oh,
kettle cooked Greektown gyro. Ugh. I mean, why did they got to get so specific with it too?
So greasy.
It does. It's very greasy. And then there was just one called street taco. Now, is that a street taco from a taco vendor, or is that just a taco on like the cigarette barren ground of New York City? That's a street taco.
This I believe in another food category, another episode, we had the contest for the M&Ms. Like this. Even this being limited edition flavors, and I can't think of anything seeing these in the grocery aisle, any of these ones that won, like the sriracha. I know it says like limited time, but yo, bring this back, like Lay's, like flavored chips. Like, I would be down to.
I agree with that.
To I mean, if this was 2016, like, yo, Lay's, bring back the flavored chip vote off. If whatever success you guys had almost 10 years ago, like, I seem like this is kind of ripe time to get some more easy money in y'all's pockets by taking a combination of spices that you have on the shelf and then just throwing them back out into the machinery to then break out some limited edition bags. Because I mean, I don't want to try like what was it, fucking like pork and dumplings, or what was it? No, bratwurst, beer and bratwurst. I
don't know about that,
but I don't want like beer and bratwurst on a chip.
But
I mean, like fiery roasted habanero. Like, I'll eat some little fiery roasted habanero.
Yeah, it's a cool marketing campaign, and it's even cooler if something comes out of it. Like they actually live up to their word and they actually manufacture and push out these brands, which they did. And I do think they continue to do it. I don't know how regularly, but I think this might have been one of the first ones they did, this Do Us a Flavor search. Sure. So that pretty much is it. That wraps us up for the food category.
George R. Martin, food monster.
16. There he is, our lovable giant food god. Yeah, not too bad. I mean, I think we did fairly well. I was trying to think, like, what the fuck am I gonna, like, what about food? Well, that makes sense. There's you know, there's the fads, there's the MVPs. So we find our way through it. It's
No,
good.
that's a very, like I said, I wish that for all the misses that have occurred in the food world, how simple is it just to, especially in the world of social media, how simple is it to bring back some sort of vote on this will make it, and then have like
Votes
a
are cool. People like polls
yeah
and voting.
yeah right. I mean, come on, and potato chips. Who doesn't like fried
They like
potatoes?
voting for fucking food and fun shit. Nobody likes voting
Fucking
for
eating,
politics.
eating it.
I believe it is time for an entertaining segment.
Oh, do you now? Okay, AI producer. Well, I guess let's go into a segment. If we can load up the next segment, we can get her on going here. Oh no, AI, dude.
Again,
Congrats, you've been infiltrated by none other than Hack Daddy. Buckle up and enjoy the ride.
I'm sorry, I thought we fixed it. It's all good. All right, we'll get fixed in this. Don't worry about it. It phases out eventually, and we're awful. We got flavor bombs, bro. Flavor bombs. All right, hold on. AI producer, can you fix this, please? I'm oh god. Yeah.
like Greek techno.
Okay. Yeah. We're apologies, folks. This sometimes happens. We get hacked. We're gonna just have to.
This song played in your Uber ride the other night, I'm sure. Because
Yeah.
your driver didn't speak English.
That's probably true. We'll be right back, I guess.
Please stand by as we attend to these unforeseen technical difficulties. Thank you.
After this motherfucking messages, we'll be right back.
Hey there, Anachronology watchers and listeners. On this break, we are sponsored by 24 Karat Love. Looking for a unique and unforgettable way to show your love? Introducing 24 Karat Love, the ultimate mail delivery gift that will leave your loved ones speechless. Picture this, a beautiful box arriving at their doorstep, bursting with 24 gleaming golden carats. Yes, you heard that right. Real 24 gold carats. Surprise them with a gift they never saw coming, a symbol of your love and appreciation. Whether it's for a birthday, anniversary, or just to say, I love you, 24 Karat Love is guaranteed to make their day shine brighter. So why wait? Send a golden surprise straight to their heart with 24 Karat Love. Order now and make their dreams come true.
Hello, Anachronology viewers. I am here to remind you that you can view or listen to our program on any of the available social media platforms. You have a multitude of choices to enjoy our weekly adventures throughout the space-time continuum. We thank you for your continued support and look forward to providing you with incredible content and amazing nostalgic feels. Now back to your regular scheduled year. Goodbye. You are watching Anachronology.
Ah, man. 12 episodes and this still happens. The Epoch Traverser, we have some of the best malware and spyware on that thing. However, it will occasionally get duped by none other than one of our nemesis is Hack Daddy. He just likes to hack in and drop these surprises on us. And we were flavor bombed there, which was very uncomfortable. And I apologize on behalf of the crew here at Anachronology.
As much as we try to prevent it, there is really nothing we can do when, like they say, there's you can build the wall so tall, but someone will either find a way to break through or tunnel under or go over. So you just kind of have to keep rolling with the punches with Hack Daddy. But good news is we're back with the intended segment.
Yes, thank you.
Really interrupted.
Absolutely. Thank you, AI producer, for getting that back on track for us. What we were going to do before we were rudely interrupted by Hack Daddy is we're going to go on to a new segment we like to call Flavor Train. Aboard the Flavor Train. Obviously, this just coming off of our category 2 of food in 2016. So yeah, I figured we'd play this segment called Flavor Train. It's the first time we've ever done it here on the show, so that's fun. You get to take part in that. Way it works is basically we're going to go through a bunch of flavors. And I guess the answers you'll be giving are they real flavors or are they just made up and gross and we just tried to fool you? So you can play at home and let us know how many you get right. So let's jump right into Flavor Train. Let's jump into the first one. Grilled corn Kit Kat. So is grilled corn Kit Kat a real flavor or a fake flavor? Clay, what do you think?
So I know that not grilled Kit Kats, there are huge in Japan, and there is a bunch of different flavors, like not just like half a dozen. I want to say there's something like dozens of Kit Kat flavors. So I would not be surprised if grilled corn Kit Kat was a flavor. However, I am going to say this is a little too far out there. I'm going to say grilled corn Kit Kat is not a flavor.
Okay, so it is a flavor.
God damn.
Grilled corn Kit Kats you were correct. They do exist in Japan. So basically somebody thought this was a good idea, and apparently they sell like wildfire over there. They come out apparently as limited edition items, and they sell really quick. And I guess it's all the flavor notes you would expect. The buttery corn flavor goodness all wrapped into a disgusting Kit Kat bar.
This doesn't make any, like, this doesn't, like I said, I prefaced it with saying I know that like Japan weird flavors Kit Kats, but I was like, this seems like too.
It does. It seems outlandish and crazy, but I guess that's people like it. People have a palate for it over there.
Yeah.
So there we go. Grilled corn Kit Kat is real. Moving on. Cinnamon mayonnaise raisin custard.
Cinnamon mayonnaise.
So cinnamon mayonnaise raisin custard. Is it real flavor or is it fake flavor?
Okay, try to like in the world. Like,
boy, that's got a lot of flavors.
Yeah, like custard and mayonnaise.
Vinegary, but then it's got a almost similar consistency as custard.
So it's like cinnamon and custard. That goes together in my mind.
Maybe a raisin in there too.
And then even like and raisins too. And then even like in
mayonnaise,
like, fruits. So, but isn't like sometimes in like chicken salad, I want to feel like isn't like grapes and raisins and mayonnaise sometimes go together?
Absolutely.
But this combo of cinnamon, mayonnaise, raisin, custard, I'm going to double down and say, no, this is not real. This can't be real.
Okay, well, goddamn right it ain't real. That's disgusting. That's gross. That one is definitely a ringer. That's gross. That'd be me if I had to eat a single drop of cinnamon mayonnaise raisin custard. Next flave. All right. Fish and chips gelato. Fish and chips gelato. Those are, again, three things. Two of those things go fine together. But the third thing, what in the actual F? That is weird.
So this is okay. So I feel like I got burned my first time around because I also know I can see the like ice cream or gelato windows. There is a bunch of different flavors, but a bunch of different weird flavors of gelato. I have seen images online or like squid ink gelato, you know what I mean? Like squid ink gelato, shit like that. So I'm gonna, because I got burned on the Kit Kat one, and I know the Kit Kat makes a bunch of weird flavors. Gelato also makes a bunch of weird flavors. I'm gonna say yes.
Ding, ding, ding. You are correct, sir. There is such a thing as fish and chips gelato. Apparently, this came out in Australia.
Masters of cuisine. Australia.
Masters of cuisine. So apparently, yeah, they surprising reviews were fairly positive for the flavor, with responses praising the salty, sweet dynamic, as well as the crunchy batter bits included for texture.
Okay, but what about like the fish element? You know what I mean? Like I could see like batter and chip gelato, but once you say fish, I can only.
Where's the fish part? I mean, maybe the fish is in maybe it's the breadcrumbs from they have the fish flavor in them.
See, yeah, but see that what I can understand, like just the batter, right? But the batter, you could fry the batter and have little bits, like without having to put the batter on fish. Once you call the gelato fish and chip gelato, I'm assuming there's like some fishy overtones of the gelato. So I can't understand like when it says, the salty, sweet, savory. It's like no, fish. You're saying there's fish.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, I don't give a fuck what the finish is. If the start is fishy and it's ice cream, I'm out. I'm not here for that, as they would say in 2016.
Yeah,
so, no,
I'm not here for it. A little extra. It's a little extra.
Okay, lemon pepper tang.
Like
Lemon
Tang the
pepper tang. Like Tang the drink, I would assume. Lemon pepper tang. That just burns saying it.
Why would you make this?
Why?
Why would you make this?
Why would we do this? What's going on?
This doesn't. Why?
Tang.
All right. This is possible. This is real, but this doesn't make sense to me to be like this. Why would you have Tang, which is supposed to be one for astronauts, but two like refreshing, cold, summery drink, lemon pepper Tang? It's possible. I'm gonna say no. It sounds gross as fuck.
It's real.
What the fuck?
Oh, look at the color of it.
It looks like melon. It looks like melon or cucumber.
It's just like it's like pure green. The lemon, sure, okay. The lemon, come for the lemon, stay for the pepper. I mean, again, I can't imagine that on the palate. I don't think it would be very refreshing. It would be like tricking you to think it's refreshing and then it's horribly tart.
Do we have a country of origin? Because I do see like the weird like script on there. It's like Egyptian. Is it like
AI producer saying Middle East, available
in
the Middle East. So
I wonder if there's like a difference between our lemon pepper, because I'm thinking of like lemon pepper wings. That's what I'm thinking. I wonder what this lemon pepper, because this
maybe
doesn't look like lemon pepper,
but it's pepper. Pepper's pepper. Like pepper's gonna have a little punch to it.
Yeah, it's so
but
weird.
Lemon has its own kind of sourness. So I can't really imagine this cacophony of taste. I'm not in.
This I don't agree with. The Middle East. I don't agree with your lemon pepper Tang.
I can't. Crab and butter Twizzlers. Crab and butter. Okay, so let me crab, dip it in the butter, and put a Twizzler next to it and eat all that together. And that's the flavor profile. There's so much going on here. I don't think.
Okay. All right. Now I feel like this is another thing where like, I need
coin toss here.
Okay. So again, I think I'm going to go back to my logic of how I was like, oh, Kit Kats, but I was mistaken because I said it's too weird. The gelato, I was like, that makes sense. I'll say yes because Twizzlers is also like a name brand thing.
Sure.
It's like completely like it shouldn't be. So I'm going to say yes.
Maybe they got weird with it, or no, it's fucking gross. That's not real. It's not a real flavor. That dude just ate a crab and butter Twizzler. Right.
I got hosed.
That's the reaction right there. Absolute just projectile vomit. That.
God damn. Vegemite
dairy milk. A lot of these things have very jarring words all next to themselves. Vegemite is horrible. I've definitely had Vegemite.
I've had Vegemite. Yeah, it's very. I like bitter things, but it's a very 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 distinct like yeasty
milk.
Bitter. No, this ain't real. There's no way. I'm doubling down on the no. There's no way they made Vegemite dairy milk.
Oh God!
Are you kidding me? Oh, whoa! This is like a
chocolate.
It's a chocolate. Oh,
and then I guess what we would forget is this is how they refer to the Cadbury dairy milk. So a chocolate bar has a different name, but even to put Vegemite with chocolate is pretty repulsive.
All right, yeah. So I feel like I am being, my own ignorance is not doing me any favors, considering I was envisioning like dairy, like milk, not
absolutely
a
like a big glass of like almost green tinted milk.
Yeah, not like that would help me either way, because Vegemite chocolate also doesn't sound
with
good.
Vegemite.
But
I love that it's got the logo there and everything. It's not even.
It makes more sense than like liquid milk. It makes more sense.
Too good to be true, said nobody ever. So big no to that, but that's shockingly real.
Okay.
Moving on to Cadbury cream egg.
No.
Mountain
Okay, now I've gotten hosed.
Dew.
Okay, so now I'm like going back.
Cadbury cream
But
egg.
this is another thing. Like
Dew.
the Twizzlers fucked me, saying that I don't feel like Cadbury cream egg would make a
would
deal,
jump on with Mountain Dew.
would make a deal with Pepsi. So I feel like this is a no. I'm doubling down on like the no. Nice.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
absolutely. That's another just wafer thin Mr. Caruso vomit everywhere. If we ever had to sip Cadbury cream egg Mountain Dew, I feel like it would be repulsive.
I'll just have it all in a bucket.
Yeah, that's it right there. So, okay, kind of gross. Let's round off this flavor train segment with our final flavor. Cajun squirrel potato chips. Cajun squirrel potato chips. Another bunch of just what the fuck words all over the place.
All right, so
pretty strange.
All right, okay, so potato chips are potato chips. What makes a squirrel Cajun?
That's what I'm saying. Like, is it a delicacy in like Louisiana and the Creole? Is it like delicious squirrel?
Cajun squirrel potato.
You ain't lived till you had some Cajun squirrel.
Okay, so all right. So I guess it would be a dead if it was like how we had the different Lay's flavors. If this said like Lay's Cajun squirrels, I feel like that would almost be like a dead giveaway. So I could see that this like or it could be like if they did it say Lay's Cajun, that could also be like a fake. You know, like man, this is the most like 50-51, I feel like. Okay, let me see. If I've gone against my instinct and I've gotten them a couple wrong, I feel like this is not real, but I am going to say it is real. I'm going to go against my instincts.
That it is real. That Cajun squirrel potato chips are real. And you are correct.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Walker's, I think, is the Lay's
Walker's Cajun squirrel potato chips. You're right. So this company, Walker's, which I guess is just another Lay's company somewhere else in the world, did the similar thing where they had the vote for flavor contest, and one of the flavors was called Cajun squirrel. Obviously, I don't think there was cruelty toward any squirrel. Well, fuck squirrels, but you can see here's all the other incredible flavors that the Walker's company came out with. Pretty ingenious and weird altogether.
So another fish and chips.
An
onion budget. Isn't that like Indian like bread, right? The budget?
I think so. Builder's breakfast is weird. I'm not really feeling that. I mean, if I see a construction worker like that, he's basically smoking a cigarette, drinking a coffee, and taking a massive shit. Yeah. So if that's in that flavor profile, count me out.
Cajun squirrel, chili and chocolate, crispy duck hoisin, fish and chips, and then onion bites. Yeah, so Builder's breakfast, nah. Cajun squirrel, again, I don't know what the hell makes Cajun squirrel. Chili chocolate for a chip, no. Crispy duck hoisin, I would try it, but it also doesn't sound good. Fish and chips, definitely not. The onion, this is the only one that I feel like without knowing what the fuck Cajun squirrel is. Like,
I don't even get it.
Dude, so 1 out of 6. I mean, not great odds. Walker's chip brand. I mean,
sorry, Walker's. You can't
do
hold
a little bit better.
Flame to Lay's. All right. Well, good job, Clay. Wondering how everybody fended at home playing as well on the first edition of Flavor Train. Thank you for boarding the Flavor Train.
You're better than me? Let us know.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I want to know how you did. Maybe we'll pop that up again in season 2. Moving on to our third and final category here in 2016. We're going to get trendy. We're going to be talking about fashion. Now, obviously, something I have no right at all to be talking about, thanks to the temporal travel. I got some of it up here that I can give you now. We're going to talk about some of the extravagant high fashion of 2016, and then we're going to just talk about the that's just silly fashion of 2016. To get into it, we're going to talk about extravagant fashion, and I think a great place, maybe the only place to start in 2016, is the Rick Owens fashion show that happened in 2016. And all you have to do is take one look at Rick Owens to get a feel. There he is on the right for what his fashion show is like. He looks like the final boss that you fight at a Hot Topic. Yeah, that dude just he will fuck you up with fashion.
the way that not just his like upper torso, but the way the bottom half is shot slash the way the pants are, it looks like he's got like inverted knees. You know what I'm saying? He looks like he's cloven, bro. He looks like he's a pan man, dude. Like he looks
He's
like he
a
had
weird guy,
dude,
dude.
he looks like he had surgery to walk like a fucking half fawn, man.
Dude, yeah. So let me AI producer. I gotta pull up this fashion show, but this fashion show is there's not really a way to really describe it properly. It's just so outrageous. And obviously, like most high fashion, it probably has absolutely nothing to do with the actual the stuff that he's made. It's just all this crazy, weird, showy shit. So let me pull this up. We can watch the Rick Owens.
Oh my god. His pump shoes. He must have taken a page out of like my 96 episode or whatever it was where they had the pumps. What?
Yeah, look at him though. He's gonna fuck you up. All right. Here we go. All right, here we go. Rick Owens.
Jacked Kristen Stewart wearing a person.
Here we go. Yeah, and then this is what everybody got.
This collection was incredibly powerful. It's not just as well.
What is going on?
People wearing
strength and togetherness. And
for people that are listening to this and not watching it, it's just literally like high fashion models all carrying other people on their bodies. So like they're like strapped in, they're upside down. It just makes no goddamn sense. It's fucking weird.
Yes, some of them are like in the fetal position, tucked against them. Others have like their legs over their heads. Like this is Rick Owens' masterpiece.
Theater. This was poetry.
This was poetry.
Hi, this is Rick Owens, and this is my show.
Yeah, Rick.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You know, when I first started, I always resented the idea of extravagant, spectacular parade float outfits.
Parade float.
To the runway. There was that picture that Annie Leibovitz took of Lee Bowery. It always intrigued me. It was very sweet.
To wear
it
a
was
person.
tender, kind of creepy, and very elegant.
Again, just to put those kinds of terms to this is strange, but again, it's like I think it's shock factor and just really odd.
Rick Owens since 2012. He has been doing a lot of theatrical.
What did you do for your fashion show this weekend? I was worn by another person.
I was worn by a person.
What the hell?
It's so deep. But again, this is a very long video, which we will not watch all of. But shit was going off at this Rick Owens show. I mean, look at this. This is a weird, wacky.
Control she has on her voice is extraordinary.
Lizzo?
I'm sure people were, I'm sure it then, spiraled into some eyes wide shut shit. This is weird. In some weird basement in New York City too. Stinks like fucking rat shit.
Empowered and
oh man, if only the floodwaters took all these people away.
I would say in general, that's how I tend to feel whenever I leave.
So yeah, high fashion can stay up where it is because I'm not feeling that.
What a deconstruction of the modern fashion show of them removing the catwalk and making the entire floor the catwalk. What the hell is going on with Rick Owens?
Weird. But that's it. And I think it's like people, they tie in the art idea to it, and it's weird. It's expressionistic. It's theater. But it's just so fucking strange. I mean, you're just paying for what you're getting. You're just hoping there's some decent wine and appetizers there, and I don't know. I would imagine get through the fucking weird.
In designer drugs, I'd imagine you'd have to be on something.
I would think so. I would think there's some designer drugs passed around there. Look at the girl's face. This girl, she just looks like this is not what I thought. I was showing up to wear a swimsuit line. I got a fucking woman's cooch within 2 feet of my face.
Yo, that chick's arms are jacked too, man. What is going on?
The chick's eyes around her neck. That woman could pop her head off.
She's carrying weight, dude. This is like CrossFit, like high fashion CrossFit. Strap your fellow model onto your 69, your fellow model, and walk down the fucking runway.
Give me 3 gorilla squats while you're strapped to that person.
Oh man, Rick Owens looking like he's got to come out at Elvish Thanksgiving and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, he totally is. Like I said, I think it's like if a Lord of the Rings elf worked at the Hot Topic.
Yeah, Jesus.
You don't fuck with Rick Owens, man. If we've learned one thing about fashion, don't fuck with Rick Owens. Let's move on from high fashion to that's just silly fashion of 2016. Let's get into it, and let's start off with the extreme sleeves of 2016. Apparently, extreme sleeves were a thing. The puffy kind of like they're comparing it the 1980s styles seen at Burberry and Simone Roca to the extended long versions at Pringle and Joseph. Arms were a focus of the year. So the weirder they can look, the puffier, the stranger. I guess that's what you got.
This makes, at least in defense of the silly sleeves, this makes way more sense than wearing a person. So silly sleeves, you have that going for you, which is nice. Like you're not Rick Owens people wearing.
This is neat, I guess.
I was going to say from the examples presented, in the lower right, the girl with the all white with the black like bow, and the girl next to her in the black, I can see those like being fashionable. Everything else, what do we got? Like looks like a doll, looks like a weird flower child, looks like a print on a napkin, looks like a paper doll, and then the other white and black one at the bottom that just looks like a backup dancer for Madonna. But yeah, like 2 out of 6, like 2 out of 6, I feel like is decent odds for my eyes to be like, this isn't bad.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I think so. I think though to give it the moniker extreme sleeves is a bit much, because in my opinion, that is extreme sleeves. Those are insane. Those are like fire coming off this lady's uniform. Now these are extreme sleeves. We've fixed it. This is extreme sleeves 2016.
This is Zendaya is going to take a page out of this. I know Zendaya is making waves with all of her red carpet looks, so she's got to come out with something where
she's going to be wearing this at the next premiere.
Bring back the 2016 extreme sleeves, Zendaya. You've heard it here first on Anachronology.
You did. Cease and desist coming your way. Moving on from extreme sleeves, another big thing was the space age platforms that were so hot, bringing it back to the days of Ziggy Stardust and Bowie, Andy Warhol. It was like, yo, let's put these super uncomfortable shoes on our feet.
Yeah, see, I think, again, talking about like history repeating itself. I remember that this platform shoes were whatever fashion I got from our 96, I think it was, or something. It was Spice Girls. I mean, these are, I feel like you could take these designs, and if this is 2016, literally 20 years earlier, it's very possible that these same designs, maybe there's a little more like, I don't know, space or height in between the heel and toe and the fucking sole and the bottom of it. But I mean, 2016, I don't feel like you're bringing anything new to the table in regards to the pumps. Where's Rick Owen? I feel like I do. If anything, I didn't think I would ever say where's Rick Owen, but if anything needs a dose of Rick Owen, it's 2016 pumps.
Again, I keep bringing it back. Ad guy with the cigarette. Bring in Rick Owen. But it's, I totally agree with you. They look really hella uncomfortable. I mean, just
about that
position like that, how women wear certain kinds of footwear is pretty outrageous. But listen, we'd be remiss to think that anybody ever did it any better on platforms. Rather
Pee-wee
said when he danced in them doing Tequila. These are the OG platforms. So unless you're bringing this to the table, I don't care.
Man,
nice.
I'm trying to think of where does he just break those out? Does he always wear those?
He takes them off of the feet of somebody sitting at the bar, and he dances on them.
Thank you. I was trying to remember how he got the, because it would be like in very Pee-wee fashion if he like, oh, I got these. But taking them off a patron.
Just taking them off somebody. So get on with them space age platforms in 2016. Next up came the age of the designer overpriced hoodies. Apparently in 2016, a lot of people in different kinds of fashion heads like Balenciaga, Calvin Klein, some of the larger companies, Adidas, started making overtly expensive hoodies, some averaging about $1,500. You can see actually two of these, I think, retailed. The one on the left retailed for $1,400. The one on the right retailed for almost $2,000. You can see how nondescript and just unexciting they are, and you're just basically wearing it to say, I paid this much money for this hoodie. Which I guess is fun when you have fucking money.
Tom, I'm gonna go check my closet for about a dozen hoodies I have and go tack $2,000 price tag on them, make them one of ones, and sell them on eBay. Because holy hell, could you get $1,500 for a 80s looking, or I mean, 90s looking Adidas hoodie, and 2,000 for I don't know of.
Sorry, I think there's an arrogance to doing this. When here's what I know, Clay and I are of the same family. When you have grown up wearing hoodies most of your life, the only hoodie that really matters is the one that is overtly beer stained. There might be some weird crumbs still on there, maybe some resin. It's dirty. They may have an odd smell to them. That hoodie is worth alone to your heart thousands and thousands of dollars. Obviously, AI producer throwing some ideas together here of what our favorite hoodies look like.
Look at my eye.
We both look strangely drugged and inebriated here, which again is another case where you would be wearing your hoodie, that tried and true hoodie. It's, hoodies are ride or die. They're ride or die, man. You buy them. And then you just have, I still have hoodies to this day that I should have given up a long time ago. I just love the way they feel. I love everything about them. I would never part ways with it.
I have living in sunny Florida. I do not have the need for as many hoodies as I own, and I'll be damned if I sell any of the ones that I have. I love me a hoodie, but I've never paid $1,500 or $2,000.
Never. I would never pay that. That is a fucking joke. So
Jesus,
Balenciaga, you can take your $1,500 hoodie and you can shove it.
God damn.
Moving on. Shorts, the shortest of shorts in 2016. And obviously, it just basically was, how short can these shorts go? And 2016 answered, they can go right up your butt crack. In fact, they can just, I feel like as long as there's just fabric in certain areas around your buttocks, all tied together, we could call it shorts. But here are just a couple examples of really, really short shorts that were worn in 2016. The one up in the top left, I mean, I've never seen a woman out wearing something like that has this whole like lace kind of tie off number on the side there.
Yeah,
I don't know. Are you wearing that to the grocery store?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I have seen that design like going like down pants, you know what I mean? I have seen that.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I've seen that going down like the length of a pant leg. That is,
those pants have been cut off.
Yeah, I don't know if that started off like that, or if someone said, let's just get rid of all that extra material and then just have this little like half, like, I don't know, bandana type thing going on, because like those aren't shorts, dude. Those aren't shorts. That's two pieces of fabric. Like, where's the crotch area? You know what I mean? Like, is it? You know what I'm saying?
Like I don't know. I don't know where it is. I guess that's the whole fun of it. But I mean, a lot of these things that look like they started off as jeans and just got absolutely shredded down, and then there's that definite kind of short that has become very famous, is this kind of like, I don't even know what that short is, where it's just like the one in the far like bottom left, the blues, that's just like, it's not even really shorts. It's not even covering butt cheeks. It's just kind of covering the upper thigh pelvic area.
Yeah, it's like 1960 bikini bottom, but it's not a swimsuit. It's shorts, and it's all the way in her tush. I mean, for not knowing anything about fashion, this is so far the best article of clothing that we've seen today. I'll tell you that.
Best one. Yeah, thank you, 2016. I want to thank you very much. But it is funny because I do, AI producer brought this up. There's a big double standard on this, because it's just like, I don't see this really working for men.
Oh no.
Because if I got to see that when I'm out and about, I'm not here for that. You know what I'm saying? So like, I guess like the male side of the spectrum, yo, dude, like, sure. I don't know. I don't know if this is in some random metropolitan area. You're free to wear whatever you want, but obviously I don't think, even if you were a gay guy, is this getting you going? This is hot.
Oh my God, dude.
I love that he's looking back at the camera.
Thrilled, dude.
He's very happy. He's real happy.
It's somewhere where English must be a like first language, because I don't think anyone would in the minority as a
You like my jeans, huh?
Yeah, right. Like scribbling graffiti in the wall there. Like this is like somewhere America, I'm guessing. But maybe
Yeah.
this guy came here to like and not for in search of religious freedom, but in search of fashion freedom to wear his.
He's a Slavic miner by day, and at night he cuts it loose and wears these like random ass smuggling cut off jean shorts.
Oh my god.
What a story. So again, works on one side, doesn't work on the other side. So we talked about some of the just silly fashion of 2016. Let's move on to the flops, the fashion flops of 2016.
No.
Obviously, that is the biggest flop right there. That's number one. Number two are overtly large choker necklaces. You can see a couple examples here that I guess people just went really ham for these chokers. I've never really seen a lot of women wearing chokers. I don't know if it's like more like in big cities or like, you know, I don't know. I'm not going to a lot of nightclubs or a lot of people wearing chokers out like in 2016.
This makes sense if this is a flop. I don't know if so on the left here, that could be Thandie Newton. I mean, I don't know if that is like passively looking at her face and everything.
Okay.
Like I say that to say like if that person wearing that is Thandie Newton, I can't tell who the other models are here, but she being a movie star and getting paid to wear that, okay, that makes sense, even if that is her, if not. But this 100% seems under like the flop category, because man, I don't remember even like a passing glimpse of these low but 8 years ago, like this, or even a echo of these from 2016. This seems like, I mean, this seems like a bigger flop than the Rick Owens wearing a person as a vest.
Or if these were used at the Rick Owens show, a leash would be attached to one of those things, and someone would be like tugging the model down the runway. I mean, I think I guess really though, the only times I've really seen women wearing collars like that is in like goth culture. Like I know that was a thing, and just like, sure, if there's a dog chain on it, giant chain, spikes. It was more in that scene where this kind of like elegance and stuff like that. I don't know. I've not seen a lot of it.
This makes more of a sense or makes as much of a flop to me as some of the Rick Owens stuff. But yeah, this
flopping,
not ringing any bells. See why I flopped.
Okay, so that's a big out for the big choker. Another big flop was furry keychains that are bigger than the bag itself. Look how fucking dumb those things look in 2016. And talk about like how easy is it to just grab that shit and run off with it?
Yeah, I mean, strangely, I feel like this should have actually had some like legs. I'm surprised that this doesn't have like this flopped, honestly. Like this seems like this is like, where's the dude with the cigarette? Like, you made it too big. I told you not to make it too big. I feel like this is like a less like all the things
I wanted it to look more like one of those critters.
Yeah. Like all the things that should work. Like someone zigged when they should have zagged, because this makes sense. Like it should work, but here you go. Here's
girly or feminine enough that I think it's that cute little attachment to your bag that like, oh, what's this? Oh, these are just my house keys. Oh, like, okay, I guess, but it's weird. And I guess it's a conversation starter. Like, what's this fucking big poof or something, like, I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like this should have not been a flop as opposed to the fucking weird chokers.
Okay. So, we could throw that on the fire. Big keychains. Moving on in flops, floppy hats. Everybody had to have the big floppy hat, the big, like, hipster girls of summer hat that like every girl wore. You see them all here. It's or it would be the opposite. It'd be like fall's coming in. It's pumpkin spice latte time. Let me dust off my big hat, and we're gonna go sit on a bunch of hay bales and take pictures.
See, this feels like a this fashion faux pas or flop feels like a victim. It is a victim. The article of clothing itself is a victim of the women who were wearing it or slash perpetuating it, because I feel like there was a lot of, oh, like, look at me being whimsical outdoors while, you know, the sun is shining in this, you know, bright
Yeah.
sunny day, and look at me and I'm holding
Do it
my
for the
hand.
gram.
Yeah, and yeah, this has a lot of like do it for the gram energy that
It does have do it for the gram energy. Yeah.
that
And it's
I
like, that if you're the guy that had to deal with this and with the, like your girlfriend spent a bunch of money on this hat. She had you take a bunch of pictures with it, and then she
Yeah.
never wore that fucking hat again. So
yeah, this feels like the hat is a victim of the people who wore it, not the fact that it's like, because I mean, dude, you know as well as I do, like if you're fucking outside in the sun and
yeah,
you
a brim
want,
is
like,
nice.
the brim is nice. So
Brim
it's
it
like,
up.
yeah, I mean, I don't feel like this is not not functionally unsound. I mean, it comes in all different shades and shapes. It could go with
It's
your
just
outfit.
overdone in a lot
Yeah.
of ways, and
I
that's
feel-
it. And I get it, but I mean, another thing too is every time you wear a hat like that, you just got to get used to somebody saying, "Do it, Rockefeller."
Where in the world is your Rick Owen person you should be wearing? I want to see the Rick Owen Carmen
I
Sandiego.
do too. Bad, really bad.
Does that dude have beads in his like mullet tail? What is
He
what is
did. Remember that guy? He was like my personal favorite. I always kind of felt like, you'd watch it as a kid. You were like, I could be friends with that guy.
Oh, man. He's definitely the coolest one of Rockefeller. That's
He
for
was,
sure.
he probably got most of the chicks in Rockefeller. Those sweet, like
I learned
white
everything I
boy
know from-
dreads.
Everything I know from fashion, I learned from the lead singer of Rockefeller, the tenor of Rockefeller.
So yeah, let's toss out the floppy hat. Distressed jeans. We're gonna round it off with overly distressed jeans. Like I've owned a few pairs that, it's like, sure, they're manufactured to look a little worn. That's cool. But then all of a sudden this shit started happening and it just went overboard. And like even today, I'll be out and it's like the old man in me where I'm just like, those shits look tattered. Like it's like that person dragged themselves out of like a burning car and is now walking in the mall.
I feel like this is the like statement that yes, these are basically look like they're falling apart, but I don't have to move fast or do anything, so it doesn't matter. Like this is almost like flaunting one's lifestyle by how shitty your clothes look because you don't have to worry about them getting any more messed up because you don't have to do anything. Like, isn't this Kardashian? Isn't this Kim right here?
Oh, absolutely. So
right.
once she wears something like that, it is like a statement. But you're right. It's funny because all these people that are wearing these, I don't give a fuck how these look, are people that could afford,
And that's
thousands of dollars.
I think that's the rub where it's just like that's like the I don't even say irony is not the right word, but that's like the unsaid statement. It's like, yeah, I know these look like they're falling apart, but that's okay because I don't have to do anything. Like I literally I can really walk around in rags and it's okay.
Yeah, who cares? I mean, and I'm sure like there's a little bit of like a sexiness to it where like women are like, cool, I can show off a little bit of skin, I can be scandalous, I can show off my legs. And then, but again, I see men wearing them too that are absolutely like homeboy exhibit A a few more slides back. But pick your poison there. Now, what I'd like to do, this being last episode of the season, I want to throw in something a little bit new. I want to call this a flash segment. We're gonna do a really quick segment. Nice. We're gonna burn through it. It's a new segment pertaining to the category that we're in is fashion. Ooh. This is called What Creature Attacked These Jeans? So what we're going to do is we're going to look at some pictures of women in distressed jeans, and then we have to guess what creature attacked that woman and created these jeans. So let's start her off. Here we go in our first flash segment. What creature attacked these jeans? Here we go. First one is up. What do we think? What creature attacked these jeans? Interesting. It's almost it's not. I think talons or claws were part of this.
I was gonna say, is this? Do we know whether or not like I'm saying like dinosaur? Could a dinosaur or no? Or like dinosaurs off the table?
Oh, I think anything's on the table.
Oh, okay, because I don't. All right, so I'm just gonna say like a dinosaur. I feel like they're
good. Dinosaurs good. They got big sharp talons and claws. Okay, cool. Dinosaur. Yeah, I mean, I think a dinosaur, something large, prehistoric, something bird-like that has claws or talons could have swept down and attacked this woman. Let's get the reveal. Okay, yeah, there we go. So this woman was attacked by a mighty hawk. Looks like some kind of hawk with talons shredded up her genes.
Which people would pay good money, and I'm going to give myself half a point because dinosaurs are the precursors of birds. So I was kind of right. Kind of right. Make me feel better on this episode of the season.
We will accept it. Okay, moving on. Here we go. We have our next pair of overly distressed genes. Okay, minimal.
Yeah.
Notice it looks like almost more like dragging, like scraping that has been left over the gene surface, with a couple big noticeable gouges. Something really made its way up this woman's legs.
Oh man, yeah. Like I'm thinking like something definitely tinier, like
but mightier.
Yeah, not like a badger or a weasel. Maybe something like that, like a wolverine or a badger, something like that. Maybe like a wolverine or a badger.
Okay, that's a good one. What was it? What attacked this woman's genes? Oh, it's a space kitty. Okay, I see. Anger, aliens attacking. They're dropping these feral angry cats. They probably jumped and clawed all up and down this woman's legs.
It was going to cop a feel. It looks like
easy enough. It is. Yeah, it really is. Okay, next one. Here we go. These are weird because these have the roll up still at the bottom, but almost like these kind of perfectly cut out leg slots.
Interesting.
Interesting dissection of those genes.
See, now I feel like this might be like a trick question. Like this could be like something not necessarily its claws, but its mouth. So I'm gonna say like a gator. I'm gonna say like a gator.
Great guess. I mean, I would say gator too. So is it something gator-esque?
A turtle?
Oh, it's a giant turtle. Okay, that makes sense. Snapping turtle, snaps at her feet. It's ripping these genes to shreds. So that makes sense that in theory, a giant prehistoric turtle could attack a woman and make these genes. Fair enough. Okay, next one. Whew, some heavy damage on these genes here. These look pureed.
See, now, and they're also going like horizontal as opposed to vertical. I don't know if that plays into the way in which it happens to make this mark. Now is this I was gonna say, like, now is this like a trick question? Is this not a like claws or mouth? Is this like a tail or something?
Oh, absolutely. I was thinking tail, tusks, horns.
Yeah, right.
There's so many other things that could shred up these genes. I don't know. It's anybody's game.
Oh man, this is I'm a little I'm trying to fucking
I'm gonna say an pissed off rhinoceros.
Oh, rhino. Okay, that's me. I feel like this shit, that's a better guess than what I got. I'll say a what's something that porcupine. I'll say porcupine.
Good one. That's great. All the little barbs and shit on it. Porcupine. Nicely done. It was a boar. An angry boar.
Okay.
I get an angry boar.
Yeah, I could see that.
Shredding the denim up. Okay. All right, we're doing pissed. All right. Let's see. He's fucking pissed. All right, let's do on our last one here. What creature destroyed these genes?
I feel like another aquatica. I'm gonna go like shark. Like feel like this is shark teeth.
Great.
Like tiger shark, white shark, something like that.
Perfect. That's great. I would go with that too. Like a large, sharp-toothed fish.
It's got to be something.
Oh, dude, it was the creepy the creepy clown with knife fingers, man. We would have never guessed that. We would have never gotten creepy clown with knife fingers. You know we wouldn't have. But that makes sense. That tracks, right? That totally tracks.
I think this is actually, hey, I don't want to let anybody know, but this is actually a still from Joker 2, Folio 2, starring Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga.
Really good.
We have a production still. I don't want to say how we got it. I'm just saying you saw it here first on Anachronology.
Nicely done. Well played, Clay. Well played to everyone at home on our Flash segment. What creature attacked these genes? And that wraps us up here for fashion category number 3 here in 2016. Let us take our final break, come back, and wrap up this year. So hang tight.
Will be right back.
Yeah, go put on that pair of favorite jeans that you like and just shred the shit out of them.
We'll see you after these very short messages. So get your asses back to the chopper.
And this segment of the Anachronology podcast is brought to you by Dapper Diapers. Attention trendsetters and business-minded individuals, are you tired of sacrificing style for comfort? Say hello to Dapper Diapers, the ultimate solution for adults who refuse to compromise on fashion, even when it comes to their undergarments. Our diapers aren't just functional, they're fashionable, designed with a modern professional in mind. Picture sleek designs, premium materials, and discreet packaging that seamlessly blends into your sophisticated lifestyle. Whether you're running a boardroom meeting or attending a network event, Dapper Diapers have got you covered. Literally. So why settle for bland and basic when you can elevate your diaper game with Dapper Diapers? Order yours today and step into a world where style meets function in the most unexpected way. Dapper Diapers.
You are watching Anachronology.
And you made it through another year, 3 categories, tons of segments. And not even that, you made it through, if you have continually watched our show, you have made it through 12 episodes of dealing with us. So you deserve a prize just for that. So soft golf clap to that.
Yes, I cannot, as Tom just said, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We had a blast making all episodes of season 1, and we got season 2 in the works. But I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. Tom, what a great way to round out season 1 with 2016. Dude, we had some bringbacks of some categories that we haven't really had since the beginning kind of the show. Some great new freaking games. Much like every episode, learned something, laughed at something, remembered something. I couldn't have come up with a better way to wrap up season 1 in a nice little bow than episode 2016 here.
Dude, well put. Yeah, we've had a hell of a ride. We've been all over the place, 12 different episodes, 12 different years, all with different categories. I think Clay summed it up beautifully in the beginning of the show, is that we're excited to get into a second episode or a second season. I think we want to shake things up a little bit, do things a little bit different, but the same. We've learned a lot of things. We've gotten great feedback from everybody, and it's just been fun to watch people enjoy it, and comments and likes and shares. All that stuff means the world to us. And again, the Patreon members, thanks to everybody that joined this season.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome. That Patreon is still ongoing. You can join anytime. Check out the link in the bio. And yeah, I think basically what we're going to be doing is we'll probably take about a week off. We'll be kind of repackaging and putting out some of our stuff. And then we're back right here to do all new season, another full 12 episodes. And we got a lot of fun shit in store. So I'm pumped.
And just because we're taking a week off, that doesn't mean we won't be posting. We're going to have nice little teasers of what's going to come. We're going to have maybe a little best of, or maybe we're going to have a little slice and dice of some of our favorite moments from this season. And just to get you guys ready for season 2. Like Tom said, even though we're going to take like a week off from maybe having a brand new episode, we will have a little year end of extravaganza, and then it's right into season 2 for you, the viewers and subscribers and Patreon members. And we just want to thank you from the bottom of our little Anachronaut hearts here on Anachronology.
Yeah, you guys rule. Thank you so much. We will see you at another time and another place.
See
we'll
ya.
See you then. Bye.